Welcome to Almost a Party, Episode 7. We're almost all here, which is very, very fitting for the group. Salty will be joining us in a moment, and Sefin will not be here today. But we are all here, ready to have some fun. So, where we last left our party, they ventured back out into the swamp to the base that they fought through before, destroyed the portal, and then had some very interesting experiences with the entity inside of the ring. After that, they returned to town, having conversation about it. During these conversations, Sephin received an urgent message from his homeland and was summoned to return home. And that is where we left off. So we have Ito and Ore, who were out talking with Sephin. As you return to the restaurant where the rest of them are, you come in with the knowledge that Sephin will be back in just a little bit. So, you have plans in the morning to board a boat for Kuche? What would you like to do with the rest of your evening?
Uh, Ore would like to go to the telescope festival at the temple for Thelia.
Yes, because it's definitely a festival and not just it's easier to see the stars at night.
It's a bunch of nerds
Oh,
looking at
sure,
the
sure.
stars at nighttime. It is a
Midnight.
festival for them.
They
It's midnight mass.
they have never once used the word festival.
Well, Ore has now, and it's official.
To be fair, Ore's only understanding of like a get together with a bunch of people is the Festival of the King. So in
I
his
assume,
eyes, it is
yeah,
a festival.
all house parties are festivals.
All
Every
house
time you go
parties are
together with
festivals.
more than 3 people, it's a festival.
Ore is wondering if there's going to be skill opportunities there. We're going to be do the high wire and some more archery.
All right, yeah. So you can definitely make your way over to the Temple of the Star Mother there and join in um, their activities for the evening.
It's still pretty early in the day, though, right? It's like early evening, late afternoon.
It's like mid-evening, like 6, 7 o'clock, and it doesn't get dark until about 8:39. So you still have a couple hours.
Before going over to the temple for the lighting of the telescopes, uh, is there a way? Is there a place that Ore can find a map of the wild?
Uh, what specifically are you looking for in
Uh,
regards to a map of the wild?
like a topographical map of the island, something that would help show where designated forests are, something he can use to help try and discern where Fertle's blessing might be
Mhm.
on the map, and kind of determine based on that the information he was getting out of the book, the painting, if he can kind of discern where regionally on the island and about how far, like a good distance of distance, like a measure of distance as well.
Right. So the entire middle area of the wilds, which is quite a large area, is all swampland. And it's got various trees there, no real forest or anything like that. So as far as topography goes, like it's just a giant swamp from edge to edge.
No other villages or main roads or anything that cross the swamp at all.
There are a few small villages that are occupied by lizard folk and turtles, things like that, but there aren't many major cities in the wild at all.
It sounded like it was mostly boats, like little like river craft boats
Yeah, so
that
most
pass through.
people travel the wild when they're crossing the swamp via boat, and that takes them from one end of the island to the other. So um, there are the main cities of Bracknell, Kuche, and Kotka. Those are the large cities on the wild. Everything else are just small villages within the swamp. And then there's the Watch, which is at the tail end on the north side of the wild.
So Miseki's only plan was go talk to the telescope people tonight, just because it's interesting to see, and it's not for something he's done, and then get ready for the boat.
Okay.
Hopefully, Sefin comes back.
Uh, Ore would also like to try and see if he can pick up supplies kind of discreetly to make a mask for Sadzi on the boat.
Uh,
Probably leather, some fabrics, maybe even some paints. Um, could I use my Tinkerer's kit to make a mask? Would that work in that direction?
you would want a disguise kit for that.
I have one of those. Pretty sure. Let
Also
me
a
double
good
check.
idea.
You've used it already on her, so
Yeah, and we used it to make your beard.
Oh, that's true. And the paints that I think Elondiel has. So I was just trying to think of making a more intricate, um, decorative but still persona blocking mask for her.
I think we could just get away with just a regular mask at this point,
That works too.
and hiding her tail. Just put it like inside the clothing.
Well, we can't really hide that she's a tabaxi, but we can disguise what tabaxi she is, right?
I mean, I think we could hide she's a tabaxi. Sufficient clothes, a cloak, and have the tail covered.
Gloves and a big jacket.
That's the alternate song by Cake.
Yeah, I'm just reminded of that uh song about, short skirt and a long jacket.
I love cake.
Do we think we could reasonably find stuff to make it so that it's not clear that it's not the tabaxi? I guess is the question we're trying to get at.
so there's not a lot of like large coats here because those are typically more seen in colder climates. This is a much warmer tropical-esque climate here. So there's not a lot of that, but you could definitely fashion your own. It would take some time, but you've got a week on the boat. So if you get the supplies, you could definitely work on making it yourselves.
Mm.
Okay, I have one more really quick question here. Does anybody not have dark vision?
I
I
don't.
don't. Two of us, it looks like.
I think I do.
Could I potentially pick up supplies to start fashioning with my tinkerer's tools? Goggles of night.
Are you an artificer?
No.
Crafting magic items is a very long, different process. Says, do you have the dark vision spell?
I do have the dark vision spell, so I
Okay.
will have the ability to cast that as needed to do the creation of the items. I just wasn't sure if I was going to be qualified to do that. I think it takes a long time, but I know the boat ride's only a week, so it's probably not going to be done by the end of the week. But
Yeah. So with making items, you can do 50 gold pieces worth per day, where you spend 8 hours whereas working on it, and it's finished when you reach the total gold spent on the item. And as long as you have the spells you need to cast to imbue it, like you have to cast those every day as part of the process, you can create magic items with those abilities. So yes, you could do it, but the time it's going to take you and the time that you have, um, it's not going to be great because you're going to need a steady lab as well. So if you were staying in this town in the room that Alondiel or Ito have for long enough, you definitely could do it because they have all the tools and things that you would need in the workbenches. But that's going to rack up quite a bill because you're also going to be spending all the time for the room of the inn as well as all of the money on the gold for the item.
gotcha. So my tinkerer's tools wouldn't be the tools enough to create them, as well as the components in gold to create them as well.
Yeah, so really with creating magical items, it's more the materials and the magic that's needed than a specific set of tools. But obviously, yes, you do need a set of tools. Any set of Tinkerer's tools will be fine, but you really need a laboratory that's set up that you can go to. It's basically that's what you do for work. So like there are people
Gotcha.
that make magic items and they go and that's what they do every day. They're just in there working 8 hours a day to create new magic items.
Okay. So just to quickly recap, there isn't really a map that would be available to suffice for the wild. I don't need any additional supplies than what the party already has to do a mask for Sadzi, and it's unreasonable to try and do goggles of night on a boat.
Yep. Not enough time.
Okay, okay, that works. It's good to know.
One dumb idea is potentially just shaving Sadzi. See how that goes.
Do you
I'd li-
value your eyes and most of your limbs?
Yeah, I'd like to be alive when we arrive.
I did say it's an awful idea. There was warning.
Yeah, no.
All right.
And besides, even if you did shave me, the color goes down to the skin.
So yeah, Izaki doesn't have any special plans. Maybe look for a mask just to obscure it a little bit more, just in case. But otherwise, telescopes and get on the boat in the morning.
Okay. So, you wait until dark and then head over to the Temple of the Star Mother. There, as you come through, Ore, you are greeted by the same one that you returned the telescope to, and he ushers you and your companions into the back courtyard of the temple, where you can see there are 10 different priests at telescopes, two per telescope, where one is looking up into the night sky and talking what they say, and the other is quickly taking notes about various different things.
Thank you, Sorrow. These are my friends, just to introduce them. And there's two additional guys that are taking measurements and adjusting the telescopes.
So it's two per telescope. So they've got 5 telescopes out.
Okay.
And one is looking up into the night sky, one of them on the telescope, and relaying what they're seeing, and the other is taking notes. You're not exactly sure what for, but that is the process at each of the 5 different telescopes.
Ooh, are they divining omens by the movement and placement of the lights in the sky?
I
I eagerly ask.
Yeah. So as you do, Sarah goes, very keen. So, would you like to try it yourselves?
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Definitely.
please.
All right. Very well. And he ushers you over to where another telescope is set up. And he goes, "Who would like to look through and who would like to take the notes?"
I would like the opportunity to observe through the telescope.
I'll take notes for you.
And Ore will rush up to the telescope. Is it the same size telescope as the one that we brought back, or is it larger or smaller?
It is the same size.
Same size. Are they all the same size, or are they kind of like varying a little bit?
They are all the same size.
Gotcha. Does this remind Ore of any of the telescope that he helped Jensen build?
Uh, no. Um, Purely because of size. These are significantly smaller. The one that you would have helped build isn't one that can easily be moved.
Okay. But the theory and the mechanics of the telescope all make sense to Ore.
Correct.
So Ore will rush up and put one of his eyes against the telescope, and the other eye is going to just shutter completely closed.
Okay. Where do you point the telescope?
Wherever it was automatically pointed at first. Before I make any changes, I'm going to look right where it's directed.
Okay. So as you look up um, into the northern sky, you identify quickly the constellation of the Shepherd. And you're familiar enough to know that this is used primarily as navigation. So those who travel identify the Shepherd and know to head towards it for north.
I start describing the angle of stars to Elondiel as he's taking notes, just for what I'm seeing, and I'll even describe like what direction the shepherd is pointing, which we're summertime,
Yes.
so he's probably pointing to the west.
So, and it is summer fading into fall. So,
So south, because you could throughout the year the way he's pointing kind of changes directions.
mhm. All
So
right.
southwest.
Mizaki's going to ignore those two and try and find anyone that looks attractive or interesting and observe them and talk to them about what they're doing.
Okay. Um, so there is one pair of the priests that stand out as more attractive than the others, but these are all fairly well kept, attractive individuals in this temple.
Go for the pair then.
All right. And so you can see one of them is looking through there and relaying information as the other one scribbles down some notes. And as they scribble that down, they go, could this mean? No, it can't be.
So he's just going to sort of chime in. What could it not be?
So the elf looks up and goes, well, the stars are telling us that something major is going on with the deities, with the divines. A rift has been created.
That's concerning. Mine and my companion's recent experiences would lend credence to that idea.
What experiences are you talking about? Do you read the stars?
Not in any official fashion, though they are fascinating and wonderful. I have been on many boats, and the stars are involved.
Oh,
As for the things my companions have experienced, we have shared dreams involving the gods, fires at a temple caused by lightning strikes, other events I'm sure that the others could point you directly towards.
he goes, what temple caught on fire?
That's a great question. Don't remember. I have it written down.
I'm looking as well.
Iabar, cough,
The
cough.
the Ayabar, the temple, yeah, Ayabar temple was hit by lightning and it collapsed while on fire.
So as you say that, the elf's face goes completely pale, ill, and she just reaches over, taps the tabaxi, looking through the telescope on the shoulder there, and goes, we need to go now. And she quickly goes off and starts gathering everybody else, including Saro, and heading inside to the temple.
I'm guessing that they think that lightning is going to hit this temple as well. Or us.
I follow along as much as they'll let me, just walking right on in with them.
All right. So yeah, so you are able to
Yeah.
follow them into the temple, but as they head upstairs, they turn and tell you that you are not permitted to follow them. That they are going to commune directly with the Star Mother, and only the priests of the temple are allowed into the room where they are going.
Cool. Totally respect that. I'll wait here. Super interested in what you hear. I should probably pray to my goddess as well, and I'll find a little alcove to pray in and not disrupt their services.
Yeah, Mizuki's going to share what he told them that caused this to happen while the group's kind of together.
Ore is going to rush over to the telescope they were at and look through to see what they were looking at.
All right. So you look up into the sky, where they are looking, and the stars do not form any constellation that you recognize. Um, Looking through it for a moment, go ahead and give me a nature check.
Righty-o. That is a total 13.
Okay. So as you look up in there, you notice momentarily that there are two stars that are fading and brightening in exchange. So as one becomes dimmer, the other one becomes brighter, and then vice versa.
Oh, pulsar. Do I recognize that this is a pulsar, or is this just all I see and know so far?
That's all you see so far.
Gotcha. I'll start describing that to anybody who's still outside with me. Which I don't. Did everybody go inside, or was I the only one that stays outside?
I think Alondiel was the only one that went in.
Yeah, Ito is just kind of looking up at the sky. Um, just kind of, he's not used to these specific star patterns because he is not from this area.
Ore is also going to take note of which direction the telescope is aimed as well, and start kind of taking notes to himself about what he's seeing as well.
Okay. So you take down your notes um, there, uh, jotting down particularly that you don't recognize the constellation, and you kind of sketch it out there, and you mark the two stars specifically so that you can refer to it at a later date when you're able to identify what this is.
Gotcha. Taking just a quick glance outside the telescope at the rest of the night sky, do I see anything else that catches my attention?
No, nothing else catching your attention at this moment. It should also be noted that this telescope is pointed to the southwest sky.
Thank you. Ori is going to continue to observe and take notes for the time being.
Okay. What is everybody else doing?
Ito, once he's done looking at the stars for a few minutes, he's just gonna look around and see if anyone else like is trying to do something, and if they are, he's just gonna go help them with that.
Mizuki's being annoyed that he can't hear into the sanctum thing because he wants to know what's going on, but obviously he can't. So he'll probably just sort of wander around a little bit and wait for them to come out.
Praying to Arenwale for guidance and information on what's going on and how I can help.
Okay.
Sathi's probably kind of backed up against a wall, both trying to eavesdrop on what's on in the temple, and also hear if the people in her group have any ideas or insights about what's going on.
All right. How long are you all waiting here for them to come out of their communion?
Or I would probably give it about 25 minutes, half an hour, maybe 45 at the most. And then he would probably try and head in. And this temple doesn't have any kind of a library or any books that would be available to him, would there?
No.
Gotcha.
Mizeki's not really concerned about missing anything in particular until tomorrow morning on the boat. He'll stick around as long as they come out today.
I would assume with the worship of a night deity, they'll probably have peak communion midnight-ish, I would assume.
It's actually at midday. That's when the biggest star is in the middle of the sky.
Okay. So Ore waits for about 45 minutes and then heads inside where Alandiel is waiting. There has been no commotion or anything since the priests disappeared beyond a door upstairs.
Oh, hey. They're still up there. Haven't come down.
Have you been able to hear anything through the door from what's going on up there?
I have not been dropping any eaves, no.
And Ori will get really close to the door and try and see if he can hear anything on the other side.
Okay, so you try to listen at the door, and it is eerily quiet to the point where you get the idea that there is some kind of magic that is preventing any sound from leaving the room. And you assume that this works two ways so that they can't hear anything from the outside either.
I try the door to see if it's unlocked. I'm assuming it is.
It is.
Or is the convention goer is the reason we have security.
But wait, I have a good question. Run up to the door and it's locked. Ori is going to wait by the door until someone says we need to go.
Okay. An hour.
Mizeki will probably start playing with his dice. Sorry.
Okay. An hour goes by. No sign. 2 hours.
Sometime in here, Ito starts telling stories of tangential at best relevance to the situation, just because he has an entire book of them.
All right. 3 hours goes by and still they have not come out. At this point, it's getting late in the evening. You're all really starting to feel the effects of sleep wanting to overtake your body, except for Ore, who doesn't need to sleep. Four hours.
Would that be considered enough for a short rest?
Yeah, if you wanted to take a short rest during
Short
this
rest
time,
is
you
an
could
hour,
take a
yeah.
short rest.
Mizeki's going to point out, I feel like maybe we should head back to the inn, and then Ore can let
I
us know if
agree.
someone
We
comes out.
can swing by early in the morning and ask them, if assuming they're even willing to share before we head out on the boat.
I should be here unless something urgent happens.
Just to clarify, Insanity, When we take short rests, if I haven't used my second wind yet, can I just use that before we start the rest so that I don't necessarily have to spend hit dice?
Yeah, don't see why not.
Perfect. Thank you.
Also, with this door, are there any gaps in which me wild shaping into like a spider would let me pass through?
No.
Could wild shaping into a spider allow me to descend the outside of the building to discern if there's any windows to where they might be?
You could climb around the building, but given where you are in the temple, you know that this is an interior room.
But is there a water spout?
There
Sorry.
are no visible water spouts for the itsy bitsy spider to go up.
It's a shame.
So the itsy bitsy ore spider transforms down into a little mechanical spider and starts exploring the building for any potential way to get upstairs, either from the outside or the inside.
Okay, well, I mean, upstairs is easy. It's the room that is hard.
Yeah, they're
Because,
in
Right,
the middle of the building.
but if I'm able to get to an outside area where that room might be in, I'm just exploring to see if there's any way I can get closer.
right. So, you you must have missed the part where I said you have identified like where this room is. You are very clearly it's an interior room where there's not going to be anything around it. So there's not going to be any way to get to it from the outside.
How dare they have designs?
Is there any other interesting things to look at in the temple in other parts of it upstairs that I can get to?
That would purely define on what you call interesting, but yes, there are lots of different depictions of the Star Mother and of her creating the constellations in the sky.
Zeki will
Uh,
try to send a message to someone that he recognizes inside the area. It's just whisper, "Is everything okay in there?"
Where are you trying to send the message to?
Into the rooms.
Into the rooms.
He's gonna
Okay,
like point and see if he can get anybody with message.
okay, you get no response.
See, my adventure instinct says we should break down the door because they're in trouble. My normal, polite human being instinct says they're having a meeting and breaking down the door would be a bad plan.
Oh yeah, sure. We break down the door and there's just gonna be what? Another portal that somebody's just conveniently left through?
Or they're in the midst of communing with their deity, and breaking down the door would be a horribly ungracious thing to do, assuming even possible. Highly recommend against doing such actions.
Yeah, like that's the only part that's like this is a good idea is the adventure that plays ARPGs.
Yeah,
Mm.
Ori doesn't want to like do any kind of damage to the temple out of respect, but certainly wants to see if he can get close enough to find more information because he's really kind of concerned as well if they are.
Okay, so are you all staying? It sounded like some of you were going to leave and go sleep a moment ago, but now
Yep.
it sounds like you're all trying to do things
No,
I
still.
mean,
I'm
at this
Going to
point, yeah,
bed.
the plan is go to bed.
Okay,
yeah, each of us definitely going to bed.
all
Mhm.
right. So the four of you return to the inn to your rooms and fall asleep. Ore, you're staying there. Are you trying to get a long rest out here while you're observing, or are you trying to be more conscious about it?
So so he's gonna after he gives up on the idea of even being able to get there and really kind of enjoying the look of everything else he can find in the temple, he is going to return to the outside of the door. He'll do his sentry rest right outside the door.
Okay,
So if they open the door, I mean, I guess he would end his sentry's rest beforehand, but if it lasts through that, then he'll get a sentry rest just staring at it.
right. Okay. So about 2 hours after everybody leaves besides you while you're there in your sentry's rest, the door opens inward, and you see the 11 priests walking out, and they all have a very gloom expression on their face.
Ore instantly just jumps to his feet the moment the door opens, and as they come out, he'll approach Sorrow and ask, "What were you able to discern from your communion?"
It's not good. There is a major rift brewing. The gods are aware of it, but one has already paid the price for what this rift is doing.
What is this rift doing? Is it exclusively between the divines, or is it having an effect on the universe?
It is affecting everything. They don't know what's causing it or how to stop it. But they say
I,
that Ayabar, who gave his life for them, gave it again to slow the rift.
Iobar was lost because of this rift.
Ayabar is gone.
What of Thalia? Is she remain safe? Relatively.
For now. But if it can take out the first, causing him to use his power to hold it back, sacrificing himself once again, what can it do to those not as great as he?
Is there anything that can be done here on this realm to help secure the rift or assist the divines?
We do not know that information. The Star Mother could not tell us, because they are still figuring it out, what is causing it. Once it is identified, then those who serve them will know what they can do. Until then, I don't know what to do. And you see as tears begin to stream down his face.
I feel like I shouldn't have said anything.
Are you familiar with Counselor Zamza?
Indeed,
I have a sending stone to the counselor. My companions and I are scheduled to set sea to Kuche in the morning. If you are able to discern anything that I may be able to assist with or have any further updates, when the counselor returns, please see if you can send a message to me.
and so it goes. We will not need such a device to send a message.
That is so much more efficient. Please contact me if you have additional information for which I may be of aid.
We will let you know.
Thank you. If something does happen in which I can be of aid, please reach out to me by morning. My companions are staying at.
The
I don't have it
tall
written down
giant?
here.
I don't remember the name of it.
Like the colossal. No, it was like the War Bunny or something like that. The Colossal Duck Bar was the sushi place.
Think so, yeah.
Yeah, you said colossal. I was like, it's colossal duck, but yeah, you're right. That is the bar. Um,
The warm elderberry has the best breakfast. the. I thought I had this place written down. Where is it? Either way, I refer to the inn. That name I can't recall at the moment. To Sorrow, and then I'm going to return to the rest of the party and finish off my rest there if I'm able to.
Okay. So you return to the inn and finish your century's rest there. About an hour before your century's rest would end, um, Alandiel would be waking up, seeing Ore returned to the room.
Hey, how'd it go? Did they ever come out?
They did. There is. You pray to your divine. You may want to continue to do that earnestly from now. I was informed through their communion that they discern there is a rift affecting the divines, that Iobar sacrificed himself to try and stop again, to no avail.
Wait. Uh, say that again?
Upon their commune, they discovered there is a rift, that the divines are
No,
trying to.
the part about Ayabar.
Oh, Iobar sacrificed himself again to try and stop this rift. I'm concerned that when we were in Drusus and lightning had struck his temple, that was him suffering from this rift that is happening.
I go from standing up to sitting immediately right back down. They said Ayabar sacrificed himself. Like he's gone.
Yes. I asked them to contact me if there is anything that we would be able to do. At present, they don't have any information that we could assist with.
That just doesn't make sense. What could do something like that to Ayabar? To make him need to sacrifice himself. I'm sorry. All right, I'm going to take you up on that advice. I'm going to get back to my prayers, if you'll excuse me.
Understood. And then Ore's going to sit down, do a quick prayer in Sylvan to Thalia, and then finish off his century's rest as we can.
Okay. As the rest of you wake up in your respective rooms, what would you like to do? You have a few hours until the ship sets sail, and Ore and Alandiel have not emerged from their rooms yet.
Ito's gonna go around town, and he's only just now realizing that he has not taken advantage of the fact that he is in a new city with new people and could be getting new stories from these people if he goes drinking.
So Ito's pre-gaming for the cruise.
All right. Um, the taverns are not open yet. They do not open until later in the day. So
He
you'll have to provide
realizes
your own
he.
drink.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, he's less likely to go drinking and perhaps more. I'm not sure exactly what he would do. Probably like it sounds weird, but literally like going around and asking people if they have any good stories to share.
Okay, are you looking for anybody in particular? There are
Um,
mostly tabaxi in this town, but there are furbolgs and turtles and gnolls and elves and humans as well.
definitely anyone who looks like an adventurer or soldier, he will go to first.
Okay.
Zeki's gonna get a hearty breakfast.
So the guards are going to be the ones that mostly look like that. So those are mostly going to be tabaxi.
Yeah, so he's just gonna go ask the guards if there have been any good stories lately.
All right. They go, well, that would depend on what you mean is good. What do you like in a story?
Oh, well, I would normally say adventure, but that's a little harder to do when you're guard, I would expect. Just probably anything that's not standing around waiting for something to happen.
Ask them about what life was like before they took an arrow to the knee.
Well, we had this group of people come by the other day insisting to speak to the counselor and being like, they were super upset at us that we didn't have a way to communicate with the counselor. But like, we're just the guards, man. So that's been like the most interesting thing that's happened this week.
Slander.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
it was
is
a
so
dwarf
odd.
and a centaur and a tabaxi. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
We
Well,
don't get many centaurs out here, so that alone is kind of interesting.
yes, I have not had many occasions to see them before myself either.
Oh, yeah, you should look for them and ask them about a story. They told us about a camp that they assaulted or a base, did they say?
Yes, yes. I believe I actually heard them talking about that one. Uh, now, do any of you have stories from perhaps before you were guards? Any stories of adventure or anything?
Uh, school was an adventure, right?
I
Ain't that the
I
truth?
I suppose it would be. I suppose it would be. Yes.
Yeah, no, I went to school and then I went straight into becoming a guard. So, this is my life. I protect my city.
And what a life it is. Lots of honor in that one.
Indeed.
And he's just gonna kind of nod and move off. Oh, before he goes, he will ask if there are any like sparring grounds in the city.
Um, official sparring grounds? No. Unofficial sparring grounds? How late are you here?
Oh, not for very long.
Oh. Well, if you're here at midnight tonight, come find me at this address. And he writes it down on a slip of paper and hands it to you.
I will gladly do so if I miss my ship today.
Oh. Where are you headed?
Oh, I frankly have no idea. I got a ticket with a group of friends, and we'll see where I end up.
That's the kind of best way to take a vacation, right? Just never know where you're going. Just go wherever you feel like.
Exactly.
It'd be nice to be able to afford something like that.
Well, here, I've had a couple weird looks about these coins around here. They are quite old and not minted anywhere near here, but they should pay part of a vacation if you would like. And he'll reach into his coin pouch and hand over a couple gold pieces. Certainly not enough to pay a vacation. He does not know how much it would actually cost.
Okay, so you hand him the coin, and he looks it over, flips it back and forth for a moment with just a puzzled expression on his face, and then he goes, "This looks familiar. I think I read about this in a book."
Oh, I had, I mean, I had a vague idea of where. might be from, but can you
Wh-
tell me more?
Where did you get it from?
Oh, it was from the ruins of Umberwall. I found it.
The ruins
One
of
of the
Umberwall?
few. Yes, it's not this continent. It's quite far away.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
long story.
You're from the far off lands. Okay, that makes sense. I like to study other cultures, and this must have come
We'll
up.
start your news at 5:30 with a consumer channel.
What the heck?
Ori turned into the news for a second there.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
weird.
Sorry,
Did that
sorry.
come from me? I didn't
Oh,
have
was that
anything on.
Sadzi?
Nope, that was me.
Yay, the choice of live
Sorry.
streaming.
I have no idea how that started autoplaying.
Yeah, okay.
Apologies.
Well, continuing on, he goes, yeah, I like to read about different cultures, and this must have been where they were talking about their coins. Interesting.
Yes. I have a few more here if you'd like. I just keep them around for the novelty.
So, you been to the far off lands?
I I hail from there. It's a long story of how I ended up here, but I'm from Umberwall itself.
Uh, can I go home with you?
I will
Wow.
attempt to arrange that the moment I figure out when I'm going home. As of right now, I'm just kind of traveling.
So Ito's getting married. Good for him.
I will make an effort to come back here if you'd like. Here I will leave a few more of these coins with you. I do have many stories from that region if you enjoy the culture, but I
Yeah,
perhaps I don't have time to go into too many of them right now, but I could certainly tell a few while I'm here. I have a few hours before the ship.
and he goes, please. Um, yes, tell me. What's it like
Okay.
over there?
So I think at that point we can probably fade out of the scene with Ito just saying, like, telling him generally how life was over there, um, and leaving him with 5 gold coins that he had taken from the Umberwall ruins.
All right. Okay. So, what is everybody else doing this morning?
Mizeki's gonna toss a message Elendil's way in case he's up, and if he doesn't get anything back, he's just gonna go get a good breakfast because they're about to be on a boat for a long time and they don't have good food.
I'm totally up. I only need half the sleep you guys do.
Yeah, but he doesn't also know when you went to sleep necessarily.
True. Uh, hello? Mizeki?
Hi, morning. Downstairs. If you're interested in getting breakfast, anything happen?
Ori and I are just trying to get some information from the goddesses. Apparently, there's been a huge dispute going on, and you might want to sit down. Um, Ayabar is dead again and not coming back this time.
Would Mizeki understand the context of that statement? Because that's like,
The dead again part
yeah,
is yes. So it's very well known that Ayabar gave his life to raise others up to the level of the divine, and he became the first undead, as it were. Um, so yes, that is something that you would definitely understand if you worship any divine at all.
okay. So Mizeki's gonna say, I feel like I maybe shouldn't have said anything at all, but you want to get breakfast?
We're a little. I'm a little busy trying to commune. If you want to get me some food and bring it back for the boat, I'll get you back the money.
I mean, you're gonna be on the boat for a long time, lots of time to commune, and If the next 2 or 3 hours depended on us saving the world, we're probably already screwed, so you may as well have breakfast.
Okay, I'll be down.
So
And
Mizeki will
I'll
take him and we'll go to the really nice breakfast place.
look to Ore and let him know that the others, I think it would bring them great comfort in this time of great worry to get good breakfast, and I'll go offer my shoulder and any counsel that they might seek after learning of the loss of Iabar. And that you're welcome. You can come join us if you'd like, or continue here with what you're doing.
At this point, would Ore have gotten his sentry's rest?
Yeah.
Mizeki's also
Um,
going to make it clear that we probably shouldn't go around telling everyone about this. Like, that seems like a good way to get into a lot of trouble and cause a lot of problems.
so yeah, Ore is going to go downstairs with everybody else and attend breakfast. Might actually try some of the food this morning.
Okay.
Satsi will come in and order pretty much the most meat-heavy breakfast she can, because.
Because she likes
And
her
some,
red meat.
oh yes. And she will probably raise an eyebrow at hearing that a god has once again sacrificed himself, but not really being one to worship the gods. Goes right back to her nice, rare breakfast sausage.
All right. So you're able to enjoy your breakfast as you finish your breakfast and notice the time. You know that you need to start heading to the docks as you were instructed it's best to get there an hour early so that you can head off to Kuche. Is there anything you guys want to do before you get on the boat? And who has the sending stone now? I believe it was given to Ore
Oh,
by
yeah, or I
Sefin.
got it
Yeah,
from Sefin, yeah.
yeah. Ore still has the sending stone.
So that is the other thing that you guys noticed this morning is Sefin is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, as we approach the dock, Ore is going to be actively kind of looking for Sefin because he also wanted to share that news and see how Sefin was doing with the information that he received, hoping a chance to say goodbye again.
Mizeki or Mortimer. What was it? I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Mortimer's fine.
Mortimer. Did Stefan come back last night? Was he there?
I
I
have
didn't
not
see.
seen him.
I didn't hear him come back.
I'm guessing he's off doing something important. He doesn't typically leave things like he did.
Oh, we should leave a note. No, he knows we're going to the boats. He knows where we're going.
Yeah, he knows where we're going, and he wouldn't be the sort to dally about in the evening, so my guess is something important came up.
Uh, when we did find him yesterday, Ito and I, he did explain that he received a message from his kingdom and may need to return. He told us he should see us at the docks this morning if he didn't see us last night to say goodbye, but it may have been more urgent and he may have been had to leave earlier than that.
All right.
He may
So
not be joining us.
Mizeki and Sadzi, I would just like to point out, Ore said kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a word that gets used.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna have Ito elbow him, but Ito probably wouldn't actually catch that.
Kazeki's gonna raise a finger. Did he say kingdom?
That's just part
He
of your ages old hardware that you use that word, right? From the old days, right?
Yeah, it's a simple enough mistake, right? I mean, kingdom. I don't even know what you call these places, really.
No, I distinctly remember him referring to it as he had an issue with his kingdom and needed to return.
Okay, well, we don't get
I,
paid enough to deal with
uh,
that.
yeah, let okay.
I'm sorry. Is there an issue with the phrase
No,
kingdom? I
no,
don't fully
continue on.
understand.
Just don't. I. Hmm. I feel like there was a thing about that word that we probably shouldn't use it. So, um, what is the proper term? Because I haven't actually heard anyone say it yet.
Of course, it's high councildom. I would assume nation.
Nation.
Nation, land.
Nation. Okay, okay.
It makes it really
So
hard to
yes,
make songs.
let's use the word nation.
Understood. I apologize if I misspoke, but kingdom is the phrase that he used. But I will refer to it as nation going forward.
Yeah, I only mention it as I was already corrected myself on using the word because apparently people are a bit touchy about that here. I really don't understand it.
We had a whole festival about it. You were there?
No,
He
you
was
I
in a
didn't.
certainly
cage.
No, Ore was there.
Oh,
Well, yes, an end to kings, but kingdoms are regional geographic, not necessarily defined.
No, nations are regional. A kingdom requires a king.
We kind of
I
ditched it.
apologize for my confusion.
Well then, so we're not paid near enough to look into that personal bag of worms. So I'm guessing we probably won't see Sefin for a bit, which is a shame because I guess we didn't pay for this ticket.
I was hoping for a chance to say goodbye.
And I was hoping we wouldn't have to say goodbye at all, but here we are.
I hope his journeys are safe.
Well, I suppose now that you have me here, in total, you've not lost anyone.
I would not suggest bringing that up as a positive point.
You make a good point.
So, boat. Let's keep about what we're about.
Yes, when we commissioned this fare for sea passage, did we get the name of the boat that we will be traveling on?
I don't believe we did, but we were told to arrive at the docks an hour early, and I imagine loading will be relatively simple.
it
Is
was
there a
that one over there.
Yeah, we're gonna go on that boat over there. Easy peasy.
Okay. All right.
You can tell it's that boat because of the way it is.
So,
Because of the people getting on it.
yep. So you guys go and you are loaded on to the ship. It is the Finch, if you're curious, is what they call this ship. You each
The
get your
finch, like the bird?
yes. You
Gotcha.
each get your own room, as was instructed for in your tickets when you requested them.
Can we use Stefan's already paid for room as a meeting room?
Sure, you paid for 6 rooms. You have 5
Excellent.
people. All right.
Perfect.
I mean, really, you could use any of your rooms as a meeting room. It doesn't have to be the one you got
Yeah.
for 7.
I don't want anyone in my room though. So
All right. So, you have a week's journey from here to Kuche by boat. Is there anything specific that you want to do on the journey?
emotionally come to terms with the fact that the first god is dead again. Um,
Would that have been common knowledge or like understanding in Umberwall?
Yes, yes, it would have.
yeah, because he
Okay,
made all
so
of it.
Ito also gets that. Cool.
Yep, if you worship a divine, you understand that concept.
I'll
Ore
probably
will.
spend my time wearing out one of my holy symbols in prayer.
Okay.
Yeah, Miseki would probably pray to his goddess quite a lot too, but generally he's just gonna try and not cause problems and focus on learning his new magical skills.
All right. Um,
Or he's going to read all of the books that we recovered cover to cover, gain as much information as he can about whatever's in each of the books. Really looking for more information on Fertle's Blessing to see if he can really discern how to get there, if there's any geographical explanation where to get to it from the swamp.
okay.
Ito is also going to be reading through those books, probably at about half the pace Ore is.
All right. So, Ore, I will send you that information after the session.
Cool.
And the rest of you, as you pray to your divines, you do get a feeling of comfort from them, as if like they are trying to tell you not to worry.
We are way past that point.
Yeah, but that's really all they can do for you at this point.
Fair enough.
So, the week goes by, and you arrive at the dock in Kuche. So, you disembark. You have disguised Sadzi as best as you can during this time.
Yeah, that's the plan.
As you disembark, you notice that the city is mostly Gnolls, but there are several other races mulling about here. The only race that you don't really see a lot of, and whenever you do see them, they are always in groups of at least 4, is Tabaxi.
Cool.
How is the general Knoll disposition as we're venturing into town?
Um, they seem pretty content, um, especially with your group, seeing as how they don't see any Tabaxi amongst you. They are perfectly fine with you. In fact, you don't have any of the races from the wild, so they just regard you as travelers from the mainland, which is good news for them because that means you're here to spend a lot of money.
Yeah, definitely no tabaxi here.
Nope, not at all.
You did a good job.
Really quick, as a just kind of a reference back to the boat, which I should have done, and I apologize. I'm going to count the coin that was in the reward pouch I got from Sorrow that I never counted
Yeah, I was wondering
last
when you were
session.
going to do that.
Yeah, I'm sure I would have done it at some point on the boat, and so I apologize for not saying it at that time.
It's 100. So 100 gold.
Nice.
And would I have been able to discern the value of that emerald?
The emerald that you got is a 250 gold piece emerald.
Nice. We can retire.
It is a very, very nice emerald. Like I said, it's about the size of your palm.
Cool. Very cool.
So do we know where our first plan is here? We were just supposed to like check things out. I guess maybe go to the leadership area.
Yes, we should convey with the local government what we have discerned.
Do we want to ask around any of the general populace about if they heard and what they thought about what happened at the festival before going to the council?
I could see going around to the inns or taverns, or if there's any like local watering hole type places, and maybe listening to the latest gossip. See if somebody mentions like
Yeah, it's
anything to
not a
do.
terrible idea.
Ito is very into that idea.
It's a good idea.
Okay. So it is fairly easy to find the local watering hole here. And to go into, you're just going in to get a drink, or you're going in to like listen for rumors?
Listen
Probably
for
listening for
rumors.
rumors. Our goal is to kind of get a sense of what people are talking about.
Okay. So the main inn here is the Worthless Crabs, and it is an inn and tavern.
Is that crabs or craps?
Crabs.
Okay. Those damn crabs.
Yeah, they're worthless.
Is the sign outside a crab with no pinchers?
It is a dead crab.
The
Ah.
only good
The
crab.
the
Even more
X's over
Upside
the
down.
eyes and everything. All the
Yeah,
legs
feet in the
curled
air,
in.
X
Yeah.
over the eyes.
All right. So, you go in. This inn is full mostly, again, of gnolls in this town. And they do speak a lot of common here because they're not really trying to hide anything. And so, as you're listening through, you tune in on a conversation of a group of gnolls in the back corner that seem to be talking very excitedly how in a year or so they won't have to listen to the dumb cats anymore.
Is that like the regularly scheduled changing of the council members, or
Yeah, so you would know that the elections are coming up. Well, specifically, Sadzi would know that the elections are coming up the following year for the Wild. And so a new counselor would be named during that time. But they seem oddly confident that it won't be another Tabaxi from the conversation that you're getting.
And is that conversation just from one table or a general air in the establishment?
It's mostly from one table, but the few tables that are around there kind of share the sentiment. You get the idea.
I guess maybe kind of go sidle up to him a little bit and ask him what they thought about the events happening at the festival in that place, Drusus? Was it Drusus, or is Drusus the one on the way?
Yeah, no, Drusus is the main city where
Yeah,
the Kings of
I'm
the
gonna
Festival.
ask him if they heard what happened in Drusus.
All right. So as you come up and ask them about it, they just kind of look you up and down and go, "Yeah, everybody's heard about what happened in Drusus."
And that doesn't concern you, that there are people out there attacking other citizens.
There are people out there that attack other citizens no matter where you go.
Fair?
Maybe if we had better leadership, things like that wouldn't happen.
She's trying very hard to keep her tail from fluffing out and ruining her disguise.
Zeki's not sure where he's going with this conversation, so he's not sure what he's going to say.
Ori will chime in. So you agree with the actions of the Gnolls in Drusus?
Wow.
Ito's
So
just
you're
kind of got a
terrorists
hand
or
on his face at this
sympathizers?
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ito's just kind of buried his face in one hand at this point.
Ori is asking very curiously. He just doesn't quite understand it, but he is trying to discern some more information as well.
He goes, "Yeah, it's not the tactic I would have taken, but it certainly sent a message, didn't it? A message that needed to be sent, I'm sure."
Okay. Have a great day. And he's just gonna leave. Maybe go back, finish his drink, relax, and then gather folks up and head out. It sounds like we probably have enough. We can go talk to the local actual people in charge and see what they think and pass that information along. But it's
I
not looking
concur.
good. It's concerning that they're condoning attacks against other citizens.
As
Let me
Ori keeps getting Go ahead, son.
Oh, I was just saying, you're surprised? I mean, like I said, I was just walking through the city here once, and they attacked me without provocation, so I'm not quite sure why you think it's such a far stretch for them to attack people elsewhere.
In the capital of the entirety of the area. I do think that that's concerning, yes.
I think we should convey with the local government and perhaps be on our way fairly quickly. Though they haven't been towards us, I concur with that stance.
I'm guessing the only reason they haven't been aggressive towards us is because they don't know that Sadzi is what Sadzi is, a sympathizer.
And I think through most of the time that we've been in town, Ore is really kind of keeping an eye on Sadzi, making sure that she's kind of okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess go to the local whatever who's in charge peoples.
All right. So each city would have its own mayor.
To the mayor. Do we need to yell at the guards to talk to the mayor again? Or is it normal working hours?
It is normal working hours by the time that you dock in there. So you
Perfect.
you arrive around noon. So with your investigations and things at the tavern, it's maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon at this point.
Perfect. To the mayor's
Ito
office.
is Ito is definitely gonna try to nudge the group away from bugging the guards if they even look like they're gonna go that way.
All right. So you make your way to the local city hall. There you see standing guard are two gnolls, one on either side of the door. As you approach, they take their spears and cross them, blocking the door or preventing you from entering. Do you have business here today?
Yes, we are here on council business.
Which counselor?
Trying to remember the name of my counselor. Or the dwarven one. Does anyone remember the name of the dwarven counselor?
I am looking through my notes trying to remember counselors' names. The only one that I have
Scratch
specifically
something?
is the Tabaxi one, and I don't think that's the one we want to throw down.
Yeah, let's not toss out the Tabaxi one. That would be a bad idea.
Which tabaxi one?
Either of them.
Zamza.
We're not talking about that. We're trying to find in our notes the dwarven counselor.
Why are you going for the dwarven counselor instead of your counselor?
I don't remember either one, to be honest, but yeah, my counselor would make sense, I guess.
Especially since you have a note signed by her?
I do. Unfortunately, every time I write down her name, I just write her name down as Utra counselor.
Wow.
I have Emmeline and Utra counselor, okay? I have priorities.
So your counselor is Tamiki.
Tamiki.
Let me grab her last name here real quick.
I think
Um,
Sephin's was Daysum or El Katrude.
uh, I have no idea
I
what
don't
you just
recognize
said.
either of those yet.
I'm trying to read my handwriting from day
uh,
one when I met everybody.
Tamiki's last name is Akal.
Yes, I have a letter of authorization from Tamiki Akal. I will present that and say, Tamiki Akal.
They'll look it over and go, "What business does Tamiki have with us? She is not over our nation."
I don't recall any counselor's business being your business.
We were our special envoy from the full council to look into the Gnoll attacks that happened in Drusus.
Ore's not invited on investigations anymore.
So Marble sent you.
The
That is
council
correct.
as a whole elected to send us.
Okay. So as you say that, yes, Marble sent you, their spears uncross, and one opens the door and goes, "If the counselor has sent you, then very well, go in."
Can't just
Thank
give
you.
them give away everything. It's gonna message this to him.
I watch them heavily as we go in.
All right. So as you go in, you see that there is a very sickly looking knoll. Uh, Patches of fur are knotted, some are falling out, um, and he is standing there talking to something that you can't see as you come into the room. Um, and he's saying, I don't, I can't control it anymore. It's getting out of hand. I can't do this.
Can I tell if he's talking about his illness or something greater than him?
Make an insight check,
Ooh,
followed by a medicine check.
19s for both.
Okay. So with your insight check and your medicine check, you can tell that he's not sick. He's very, very stressed. So he's
Gotcha.
definitely talking about the situation with the Gnolls in general.
So Maseki's going to just say, I regret that I may be here to make your day worse.
At this point, he kind of turns and looks and goes, "Oh, visitors. Um, yes, yes. Welcome to." And you can see that he's just kind of like struggling to put like a smile and a positive attitude in his voice and on his
Maseki's
face.
gonna kind of wave his hand at it and kind of like dismiss the needless niceties.
He's gonna go, what can I do for you? And please, you're gonna make it worse. No, no, I can't do this.
We are here on behalf of the council
We
to.
could make things better,
Um,
possibly.
We're gonna kill him? What?
at
No, if he's got a problem, we might be able to help him.
at this, he perks up and he goes, "Marble sent you? That was fast. I just sent him the message."
Oh, is there something else we should know about?
Could
Uh,
we tell who he was talking to or what in his office he was talking to?
Um, no. You notice if you've got a passive perception of 15, as he turns around, he puts something into his pocket.
I saw that.
Me and my 14 are
Me
very
too.
sad.
I have a 17, so I totally got that.
Sorry for the delay. We were trying to get here as quick as we could. Boats are slower travel than expected.
We are special envoy from the main council to look into specifically the issues that were caused by the Gnolls.
And he
We're
goes,
here to help.
"Good. Do you know how hard it is to run a town where everybody thinks that they did the right thing, but you disagree, and you just want peace, but everybody just wants to kill the cats? Do you know how hard
No.
it is when our counselor is a cat, and the grand counselor is a cat, and no one in your town likes them?"
I mean, I don't know that many psychopaths who want to kill other citizens, so not in particular.
It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant. So what do you know?
We know of the attack on Drusus, we know of the forces in the swampland, and
There
we know that we are here.
there are forces in the swampland.
Yes, we can update you after you tell us what you know.
You know about Shadow?
Who?
Shadow.
Who is Shadow?
The
Shadow was a
leader of the
tabaxi.
forces in the swampland.
A tabaxi? Are you kidding me? Or
He is hiring a lot of gnolls trying to stir up anti-Tabaxi sentiments because he seems to dislike the counselor. Working as part of a group called Shattered Dust, I believe.
oh, I know about
I
the
was
shattered
a prisoner.
dust.
Oh, okay, yes. They're led by a Tabaxi named Shadow. He also has a lot of magic. I was imprisoned to them for 2 months, so I know a bit.
A cat. A cat. And he just kind of
Yes, apparently.
walks over to his desk and just slams his arm against it, knocking everything over. And he goes, "A cat is causing all of this issues. What the heck?"
Yes, apparently Shadow has some sort of personal grudge against one of the counselors.
Yeah, and I'm the one that has to pay the price for it.
But with this information, you should be able to quell the unrest.
How does knowing that a cat is help quell unrest?
You'd mentioned you're familiar with the Shattered Dust.
Yeah, they're an organization that's been here for a few years, led by a rather nasty Knoll. Goes by the name of Eltal. He's been causing trouble here.
Oh, I met
They're
him.
a local gang, essentially. Cause a lot of trouble for anybody that comes through. Lots of trouble for our merchants, our barkeeps, everything. I've been trying to stamp them out since they came up, but it's not that easy when they pay
Sh-
your guards.
Shadow seems to be using them as muscle.
Of course, they'll do anything for money.
Ore turns
Yes.
to the rest of the group and should we offer to assist in uprooting this knoll?
I mean, at this point, it sounds like all of your people are generally here for violence all the time.
Most of them wouldn't act on it, but they won't intervene either.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So, what has you said we came very quickly? Of for what in particular?
I
As it seems there's several plates in the air.
well, I just told him that I can't do this anymore. That I need help. And then I turned around and you were here.
So,
Yes, we are here to help.
The gods provide.
The
out of
gods.
character. 100% Sadzi's the new mayor. We've got it.
Oh, heck to the no.
Martial law. Sadzi's the new mayor.
It's
He
also
was
worth pointing out, um, the gods provide, except maybe the one that just died again.
Yeah, we're not going to bring that up either.
We're not talking about that one.
he goes,
S-
sorry, I didn't introduce myself. It's been a long, long few months. I am Artuk. I'm the mayor here, and I don't know that I will run again, but until my term is up, this is my problem. The Shattered Dust have a base outside of town, about 6 miles to the south.
That seems like a good place to start. Anything else you think we should prioritize here in town then?
If you see anybody causing trouble, that's probably a member of the Shattered Dust. If you see them resorting to violence, you have full authorization to respond in kind.
Can we get that in writing or like an emblem?
Yes.
Writing would be preferred, yes.
And he grabs a piece of parchment and a pen and writes it down, signs it, and then folds it up, grabs a stamp off there and some wax, pours it on, and puts the wax stamp of the city hall on it.
Miseki is going to intently examine both the paper, the signature, and the seal before he puts it away.
All right.
Do you have
Man.
a rough idea as the number of the members, how large the gang is?
How large the gang is, I
Or at least their activities in the
couldn't
area.
tell you. Probably in the hundreds at this point, if not up to 1,000, maybe even more. The big problem is that 70% of the citizens agree with what happened. Um, Only about 30% of them are vocal about it, though. But
All right then. Where would we be best for us to stay in town, do you think? We'll probably be here for at least a few days.
uh, well, you could always stay at the Worthless Crabs, but you might be better off at the Shouting Squid. It's a bit quieter there. Ironic, I know.
Quiet is good for us, yeah?
Yeah, well, it's called the Shouting Squid, but it's quiet.
Yeah,
So,
squids don't talk, so I doubt they shout much either.
yes.
All right then. Shall we? Are there any other resources you can provide us in this effort?
Ugh. No. Um,
Oh,
it.
it is worth asking. How where do the guards stand on this matter? Because the two outside allowed us in the moment we mentioned we were here with oh
Marble.
Marble. Thank you, thank you. But how do the rest of them stand?
Uh, those two aren't even city guards. They're my personal guards. I've lost control of the city guard a long time ago. They
Okay.
are fully under the control of the Shattered Dust. They get their money from them. We could not compete with the rates that the Shattered Dust could pay.
This seems like it should have been something raised to the higher council long ago.
Yeah, this is something that we have taken to Zamza many times. And this is
Hmm.
probably why so many of them are fully on board with the attack on the Tabaxi, because we got so very little help.
Fair enough. All right then, let's go get ourselves set things down and get to work, I guess, make a plan.
Agreed.
I'll offer the mayor to teach him some stress relieving elven stretching maneuvers, aka elven yoga, to try and help him calm down
I
and
was gonna
get some
say,
stress relief.
you teach him
I
self
also I will cast guidance on him while Elendil is teaching him this.
Okay.
I offer, obviously, if he doesn't want to accept, I will not like forcibly impress myself, but I'll offer help as I can.
Okay. All right. So he thanks you for your stress relieving techniques. Um, you can see he relaxes a bit as he goes through them, but you can tell that he's still a very, very stressed individual.
We need to break
He's,
out the extra stress relief yoga.
he's effectively living in a place in a situation that is effectively war torn, but with his own people.
Yeah.
So I could imagine that would be pretty rough.
So, what would you like to do?
Step one, we got to get our rooms, and then
All right. So, where are you going? Worthless Crab or Shouting Squid?
I mean,
I
probably
vote shouting squid.
I
Me
vote
too.
squid.
especially if it's quieter.
Okay. So, rooms at the Shouting Squid are 6 silver per night per person. and they are 2 to a room. So if you don't pair up with someone from your party, you'll be paired up with possibly an NPC.
So rooms are 12 silver.
Rooms, yeah, if you want a room by yourself, you can pay 12 silver.
Mizeki will take 6 silver and a room by himself. So someone else randomly, potentially.
Ore's fine doubling up with whoever.
Ore's probably best doubling up with Sodsy to be able to provide a little extra watch.
I would agree.
Yeah,
Ore's
Ito
fine with
will
that. Yeah,
take
that's
whatever
sounds
room is fine.
And then I
Ito
guess
will
that
just
leaves
go with whoever.
all room with Ito.
Okay. So go ahead and mark off the silver for your rooms.
How much is the total? That would be 3 gold.
So 6 silver, yeah, times 5 of you, so that would be 30 silver, so 3 gold.
We can take it out of the group
party
pay.
fund.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's
Okay.
tracking that? Is Elendil
Me,
tracking that? Yeah.
3 gold less.
Yep.
All right, and so it's still only about 3 in the afternoon by this point, so you still have plenty of daylight left.
Can we get where would be best, you think, to get a map of the surrounding wilderness areas and possibly any information about where this gang is holed up?
Okay. So you ask around the town, and as you ask for maps of the surrounding area, everybody just kind of laughs and goes, "Yeah, if you get caught with a map here, they'll kill you. They don't want you to know anything about what's out there."
Okay.
And who are they?
I mean, probably the gang.
He goes, "The shattered dust. They're everywhere, and they don't want people stumbling out there."
Understood. Thank you. Perhaps we should see if those gentlemen are still at the table at the Worthless Crab.
I mean, I don't know what we could learn from them at this point.
Without making ourselves targets.
I imagine we're
Precisely.
already targets. We're not gnolls.
We're also not any of the ones they don't like.
Yeah, but
That
we're clearly
they
not
know,
bot.
yeah.
But if we
They don't
begin
need
to
to know
share,
that.
but if we begin to share the information that Shattered Dust is led by a tabaxi, wouldn't that undermine the message?
That sounds like a great way to start a riot that ends up with us dead.
No, because then they'll just say, "Oh, look, even the cats can't stand themselves."
It would be interesting to write that on a piece of paper and drop it. And then just like walk away.
If by walk away you mean walk onto the gangplank of a boat and get out of here, then yeah, sure.
Well,
I mean,
the mayor
I don't know.
gave us rough directions to where they hang out. We could go stake it out.
A bit of surveying would be good.
Perhaps if we do stake out their stronghold and are able to take down this, uh, what was the name again? El Tot?
Eltal.
Atel? Perhaps if we can capture or take down this El Tel, we could get proof that he is a puppet of Shadow.
Or if we're lucky, Shadow will come visit him and we can just kill Shadow.
Yes, but to undermine the message of violence against the tabaxi, it may help to uncover this conspiracy to the rest of the Gnolls.
The problem is, I don't feel like that they would care at this point whether or not it's a conspiracy,
Yeah,
because they seem to be 100% on board
they
with the
feel
violent
thoroughly
overthrow.
underrepresented and not like they're getting support from the system and that it's abandoned them. It's going to be really difficult to overcome that with one action. But if we can make things a little better for them by weakening the grasp of the shattered dust and show them that like the council does care for the people, that would go a long way, I think, in helping them feel less disaffected.
Or if the people cared for the people. A gang like this doesn't roll in and suddenly instantly have control and the support of the entire town to the point that the mayor gives you a piece of paper that says you can murder them.
But for
Probably been a
those,
long time coming from what the mayor said.
but it would help to unseat the power that Shattered Dust has. If they're undermined by the fact that they are working with the Tabaxi, they may begin to lose power here as a gang. They may lose followers.
I don't
They
think it
might
would
lose
hurt.
face, but I don't think it's actually gonna hurt them.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't.
you could argue that, you know, that Shattered Dust has made things worse for all the Gnolls and give them facts and show them exactly how. But if this much of the city supports them, they're invested in this position that they have.
Sounds like we have a report to send back with our stone and get some feedback from our
Understood. We should report before we begin any further activities of chasing down the stronghold. Give them a heads up.
Particularly since we don't have a map.
Also, I assume at some point on the ship, Ito was brought up and like mentioned to them, so they at least know we have a Mantar present.
Yeah, in one of the boat check-ins.
Okay.
The mayor did say it. The stronghold is
Oh,
about
yeah, that
6 miles to the
make
south.
sure.
Yeah, we have a rough heading, but I think
There-
it'd be good to check in first to the counselors, see if what further actions they'd like us to take now that we've got further intel on the situation, which is what they're looking for. See if what actions they might expect from us now. If they just wanted us to do data gathering, figure out what we're up against, we've got that information to report.
Agreed. Since I'm limited on the message, how would you like me to report this to them?
How many words do you get with that sending?
25?
Give me a sec. Let me count. Okay, I have 18, so I have 7 more words. What's the name of this place?
Kuche?
Kuche.
Uche.
I don't know, something along the lines of Mayor still faithful, Shattered Dusk has massive 70%
All right,
support of population.
I have a rough
We
set.
just say supported by
So
townspeople.
Kuche is warlike disaster, shattered dust in full control of area, violent resistance expected, location of enemy stronghold south. Please advise. And we've got a couple extra words if anyone wants to include new
Do you want to
ideas.
put 6 miles south? They have a slightly better heading.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Arctic is still loyal, if we want to put that in there.
I can put mayor loyal.
That works.
Out of character, I feel like that could be misconstrued.
Sure, yeah, that's true. Mayor helpless.
That might be better.
There we go.
Mayor stressed but helpless.
I mean, his being stressed should be implicit.
True.
Especially since he literally just finished that message to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's good, and that's 25 words,
Okay.
and it covers all of our main points.
All right. So you send off your message and you get a reply back shortly that says, "Thank you for the information. Eliminate the leaders of the shattered dust. This should lure Shadow out to recruit. Then he can be dealt with."
See, now that's a Far Cry 3 objective I can get behind. I understand what I need to do now.
Well,
Woo, murder.
I mean, I agree with them, but we're gonna have to figure out how to fix whatever it is that made Shattered Dust seem so attractive. You know, whether that's having a secondary spokesperson to the Gnolls or whatever.
That may be more within the counselor's realm of establishing policy. Our
Yeah,
message is clear.
because out of character, it feels like the just a group of travelers suddenly showing up, murdering the leaders of the gang that everyone sympathizes with, drawing out the real leader, murdering him too, and then just leaving, and they find out that it was all on the orders of the people they hate. Maybe not going to go the best, because I feel
Look,
like we just cause new leaders to arise in the gang.
That's
look.
why we don't tell anybody anything.
We're first step one. Stop telling people anything. Step two, we don't get paid enough to handle geopolitics. We're barely even getting paid.
Is there a local newspaper in Kuche?
No, there is not. There are town
So
criers, but there's no like written paper.
Is there like a central news agency that handles the criers?
No.
We're not putting an ad in the paper or hiring criers.
we should put out a classified
Nor
missed
are we
connection.
doing a missed connections with
Ah,
Shadow.
missed connections. You're tall, dark, handsome tabaxi. We're the people trying to kill you and bring you to justice.
Saw you Saturday at Shattered Dust.
So I guess step one is figure out who are the leaders and where they might be. If they're not all just at the place to the south, because that seems like a bad idea to
Well,
start with.
well, Ito knows exactly 3 of the leaders, because they were the ones who imprisoned him.
Perfect.
So let's start with those.
So he knows what they look like and their names, and that's not including Shadow, so 4 technically.
Would Ito know their voices if he heard them? Maybe.
I'll leave that to Insanity.
Yeah, you'd be able to recognize their voices. You heard them speaking enough. You may not be able to recognize them, um, like put a voice to a name. Like, so you may hear a voice and not know which one it is. But,
He'd know, like, oh, that sounds like one of the guys that had me.
yep.
And we
Gotcha.
don't really care what they're in charge of inside the organization. Like, we're not attempting to restructure them. All right. Man, it'd be cool if like 1,000 dwarves could be teleported in and we could just deploy some martial law, but here we are.
Stakeout?
Stake out.
Because they're
Especially with the animal form, that doesn't seem like a bad start. Can you turn into anything with night vision as an animal?
Oh yeah. I can also cast dark vision on myself.
Oh, yeah. Let's maybe start there, I guess.
Actually, I could cast dark vision on someone who doesn't have it and turn into an animal that does have dark vision.
I feel like us getting close in the middle of the night is dangerous, so we probably want to get like a good distance away and then maybe send the animal scout forward and see what we can see.
We should certainly head that direction. They said 6 miles, so
Not
five and
bad.
a half miles, and see what we can see at a distance. Kind of work stealthily for that last mile.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's do that.
Okay. So you guys want to head south of town?
Yep.
All right.
We already paid for rooms. Do we want to do it in the morning?
No, we got to
Or
do
are we
it at
going to do
night.
it tonight?
Poorly planned and with little backup. That's what we do.
That's when we're at our best.
At this point, if the council really wanted to solve this problem, an army would have come with us, but they didn't. They sent us. So
All right. So you guys make your way south through town, heading out into the rocky terrain of the tail on the wild. As you travel, you get about 4 miles south before you see 3 campfires. There's billowing smoke up ahead. You see um, that there are a few large tents set up around as you get there. So, as you are in Fantasy Grounds, go ahead and open up the map called Knoll Camp.
Looks very rocky.
It should look very rocky. You are in very rocky terrain. And you can see as you approach the camp that areas have been cleared of rubble for the tents to be set up in. And you can hear several voices, it says, coming from within the camp, all speaking in that harsh language that you've come to hear so many times. And Ito, you recognize one voice in particular. One of the leaders is here. You don't know which one, though.
He'll probably whisper that to the others.
So let's have you all go ahead and roll initiative.
I assume we were moving stealthily to get closer.
we were just skipping down the road.
All right. So, Elandia, what did you get?
It's not letting me roll right now. Just a sec.
Okay. Miseki, while Elandia was rolling.
16.
16. Okay. Ore.
17.
Okay. Sadzi.
I got 16.
Okay. Ito.
12.
Okay. And Elandia, did it let you roll?
The site is kind of freaking out on me a little bit too.
No. And I can't get the custom dice either. I didn't notice that till right now.
Okay. I will roll it for you. You got an 18.
Cool.
I don't know why it's not letting you roll. You may need to refresh D&D Beyond. So, as you approach the camp, you can hear these voices talking. Alandiel, it is your turn.
Do I see anybody? Or does it sound like all the voices are coming from inside the tents?
So it sounds like the voices are coming from the center area. You see as you approach that there are several gnolls outside talking.
I'd want to approach slowly, and use tents as cover to block them from seeing me.
Okay. We will drop you in here as you come in from the north. All right. Ore.
So it's fairly dark here. It's just the campfires that are up.
The campfires are up. You could see the smoke. It has not gotten dark yet, but it is around dinner time, so campfires could easily be used for cooking at this moment.
Gotcha. Okay, so I don't need. There's no need for dark vision at a moment like this.
Correct.
I guess proceeding stealthily, I would probably approach the larger tent from behind
Okay.
as quietly as I could.
So you'll split off from Alondiel, and we'll drop you in here. Let me get you locked in. Okay.
I would think I'd get a little closer to the big tent. Can I get closer to the big tent from here?
We'll move you dropping in there.
That'll work.
Okay. Mizeki.
Does the guy in front of the big tent have his weapon drawn?
None of them currently have their weapons drawn, but they all have their weapons on them.
Do you think I could reasonably take his weapon using my mage hand? I need to
What's
be
your?
30 feet away from him.
You need to be 30 feet away from him,
Yeah,
and it's a bonus action for you.
it is a bonus action.
It's a bonus action to cast, right? And then
It is an action to cast.
an action to cast and a bonus action.
Yeah,
Then you wouldn't be able to get close enough to do so,
okay.
because you're spending your whole turn basically to get onto the map at this point.
Okay.
Um, well, you'd be able to cast it, but you can't use it after you cast it, right?
Yeah,
Because you can
okay.
dash as a bonus action because you're a rogue.
Yeah,
So yeah, you'd have enough speed with your bonus action to get onto the map and still do an action.
yeah. So I can't do anything the first turn with it.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
you could use your bow if you wanted,
I
because
mean,
you
I want to
actually have
try
an
and
action.
steal his weapon before we start.
Okay.
So I'll just cast Mage Hand for now.
Okay.
Next to him.
Okay. And where do you want to come in, next to Ore or next to Alondiel?
Probably over closer to Alandiel on the side of that tent there.
Okay. Did that didn't drop you in? What the heck? There we go. All
Can
right.
I do like more on the other side?
There.
Because I want to see the big guy. Yeah, like
Yeah. Okay.
cool. He's also in between squares right now, by the way, the big guy.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Sadzi.
So Ito heard one of the Gnolls that kidnapped him. Can you tell which tent they came from? Like where the voice is coming from?
Now.
Just that he heard that voice. Okay.
Yep. Just that he heard the voice that is familiar as one of the leaders. He doesn't know which leader. And as far as identifying like which direction it came from, like all of these voices essentially are coming from the same direction.
Okay. And we're all approaching from the north.
Yep.
Can you put me to the east of Alondiel, behind maybe that smaller tent there? So that I probably will have a good line on the two Gnolls in front of the slightly larger tent and the fire right there.
Okay.
Should something start to go down.
All right. Okay. Ito.
So, there is a temptation to use my action surge to dash further in and attack someone, but no.
You could do it.
Um, no, I think for now he's probably gonna go near Mizeki just because he realizes Mizeki goes down quite easily.
Okay. Between Mizeki and
So,
Ore or between Mizeki and Alandio?
between Mizeki and Ore.
Okay. We'll drop you in there. Okay. So
Can we hear what these gnolls are saying, or are they just talking only in gnoll?
they are talking only in Null.
I did
But
want
we
to.
can.
It was clear. I did cast the Mage Hand next to the guy, but it's invisible.
Right. I don't have a.
No worries.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that was done. So it's next to him, ready for next turn.
Yep. Yeah. I just don't have a token for it. So, but yeah, I know it is there. Okay. So, uh, and Ito, you decided you did not want to do your action surge to get in closer and attack them.
Yeah, no, not this turn.
Okay. All right. So, with that, that will end the round, and we'll go back to the start of the round, where it is the Gnolls' turn, and they stop talking, and you hear the sounds of sniffing, Fiend. And then you hear, Ito, you recognize this as the voice of the leader. Intruders. And they all grab their weapons. And this one is going to look around to see if he can spot exactly where you are. He looks up towards you and can't see any of you as you're hiding behind the tents. And Ore, you're just kind of look like a shimmer of the light beyond the campfire smoke to him. And so he'll slowly move out towards the center.
What kind of armor are they wearing?
So they are all in like rough hides, with the exception of this large one. He is wearing a chain.
Which one's wearing chain? The big guy in the middle?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this one in the center that just moved.
Cool.
All right. These other gnolls will take their turn. And these two over here will shout. Again, you don't understand it, but they can clearly see Sadzi and will make their way up next to her. The others seen will follow along in that direction. As he gets out here, he'll see Alondiel and then turn up towards him. And so we will get 2 attacks on Sadzi. That is a 7 and an 18.
The 18 hits.
Okay, so he stabs you with his spear, and you will take 7 piercing damage.
7 altogether. Okay.
Yep. And then 1 on Alondiel. That is an 8 to hit.
Big swing and a miss.
Okay. And then after the Gnolls go, it is your turn, Alondiel.
I will cast Bless on all my friends.
Okay. How many targets can you cast it on?
Using my second level spell slot, I can cast it on 4.
Okay, so that's everybody but you then?
Yep.
Okay. So you all have Bless. Anything else that you want to do, Alondiel?
Ready my shield, and I can step. No, because I don't have a disengage action anymore. Never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna try and taunt the ones over by Sadzi. I'll curse at him in Elven.
Okay. All right. Ore, it is your turn.
Remind me again, Bless does a D4 added to attack and saves.
Yes, you
Correct.
may add a d4 to attack rolls and saving throws.
Cool. I'm going to target Captain Chainmail with heat metal, and I'm going to heat his metal up.
Okay, what is the save on that?
There isn't a save.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Metal
just flat
heats up
damage.
and
They
does
get like a
damage.
deck save to drop it if they can.
Right.
I think.
If he
Or he has
targets
to
the
like
weapon,
struggle to take it off.
if he
chainmail
targets the
armor
thing
that
he's
early.
wearing, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I'm just waiting on the dice. That is 11 fire damage that
Okay.
he is taking. And then I'm going to bonus action Starry Form and shoot him with the arrow.
Okay.
Starry form concentration.
No, it's a wild shape.
Yeah, it's his
Cool.
wild shape.
Nice.
That is a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
That is a 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And I am going to move to just in front of the fire.
Move to just in front of the fire. Okay.
Yeah, kind of position myself a little bit more in the camp.
Okay. All
And that's me.
right. Mizeki.
I am going to step back and take a shot at the Null Pack Lord.
Okay.
My mage hand just sort of exists now, I guess, for a little while.
Yeah, it's over here. So
20 to hit.
20 hits, and you're moving. I'm guessing down here so you can actually see him.
I was actually going to move back if possible, if I can go off the map, but that's fine if I can't.
Right. So,
7 and where's my sneak attack? 13 total.
13 damage.
Yep. And then I will use the rest of my movement to get behind his tent.
Okay.
I apologize, Insanity. There is a Constitution saving throw.
If he can remove the item.
If he
Like
can
he
remove or
presses
drop
that
the
way.
item, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
you can't drop armor you're wearing.
Right.
Not easily. So.
Yeah, it takes like several minutes or something.
Right. Okay.
And that's me.
All right. Sadzi.
I want to cast Burning Hands.
Okay, you can cast Burning Hands. What is the save?
14.
14 dex.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sorry.
And what's the range on that?
15 feet.
15 feet. So let's see if we do pointers, cone. That guy's just barely out of the range.
Yeah.
I thought I would check though.
Okay. Oh, that guy, yeah.
Yeah, to see if you would get the third one. So just the two.
The two will be good if I can get him.
All right. So the first one gets a 5, and the second one gets an 8. So they both fail.
Yes. It's 3d6 damage.
Okay.
Yes.
How much damage do we have?
17.
Jesus.
Okay, they are looking thoroughly
Yes.
scorched, but not down.
Okay, then I'd like to. Can I take a step back or away from them?
You would
'Cause
take
they're
an
probably
attack
pretty
if you do.
ticked.
Yeah, you would provoke an attack of opportunity from
Oh.
each of them.
Dang.
Can
Yeah, I
you
guess
bonus action disengage?
Only I can do that.
Then, yeah, no, you probably can't back up.
Yeah, I think.
If you step down to your right, so southwest, you would only take one attack of opportunity, and Ito can rush over to get in the way, like standing on the tent edge, kind of,
Yeah.
I would
or
not
stepping to the
rely
left.
on I
Yeah.
would not rely on Ito tanking at this exact moment because I'm pretty sure he may have just spotted one of the people who imprisoned him.
Who is on
Nah,
fire?
I think I
to
will
be
just
fair.
celebrate gleefully that I just almost barbecued 2 gnolls.
Okay.
And hopefully they don't kill you next turn.
All
Alright.
right. So, this gnoll here runs all the way up to you, Ore, 2 short swords out and an evil grin on his face, and is going to slash at you and then bite you. So that is an 11 for the first slash,
Miss.
a 14 for the second slash,
Yes.
and a 21 for the bite.
Barely hits.
Okay. You'll take 4 points of piercing damage from the bite.
How rude.
All right, and then Ito, it is your turn.
Remember concentration save on heat metal
Oh yes, concentration save on heat metal. Ore.
with the
wait.
bonus 1d4. So Ito is I'm assuming I'm making a bit of a jump here. Is that Noel Packlord one within Ito's view, and two one of the leaders he was imprisoned by?
He's no longer within your view because the tent is blocking it, but you saw him heading that way, and you do recognize him.
Okay, so Ito is definitely going to sort of throw caution to the wind a little bit and just rush in to attack him.
Okay.
Can Mizeki yell, please don't kill him? We need to question him.
My con save was 12. Did I just need to get over a 10 for con save?
Yep. It's 10 or half the damage you took, whichever is higher. So.
I guess he'd probably say something more like, you can beat him into submission, but we need him alive.
Okay, so in that case, as he's running, Ito only barely registers that, but he does register it, so he um, like flips his really weird looking spear around so that he's basically beating the knoll with flat parts of it rather than stabbing.
I have spared the dying. Just drop him.
That works too.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with an attack with my Ikulwa. 14 plus 6, 20.
20 hits.
And let's go for damage. 4 plus 4, 8 damage.
Okay. He is still
Um,
standing.
and then I'm going to bonus action shove to try and get him prone.
Okay. So go ahead and make your attack for that.
It was an 18 and it just barely rolled over to a 2. So 2 plus 6, 8.
Okay.
Um,
His athletics is 14. So.
ooh, okay. Now I'm pretty sure doesn't heat metal do something about checks if you can't drop the item?
Disadvantage.
Yeah. Because I
Attack
believe it's a
rolls, attack rolls and ability checks.
Yep. And ability
yep.
checks. Yeah. He got even higher on the second roll. So 14.
Oh. Okay,
So.
okay. So unfortunately no successful shove.
Yep.
But um actually I'm gonna action surge and just hit him again because Ito is annoyed.
Okay. Action surge away.
And another swing. 9 plus 6, 15. Ooh, I forgot the D4 actually.
Okay.
Plus 4, it's a 19.
19 hits.
And that'll be 6 plus 4 for 10 damage.
Okay. And you were doing that to knock him out?
Yes.
Yeah, non lethal.
Okay. He is knocked out.
Was that the same Null in chainmail?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. Anything else, Ito?
I unfortunately don't have enough movement left to get within defending range of anyone.
Okay. So in that case, the Gnolls' turn is up, and they're going to come up here and kill the kitty. And then the other one's going to come up to Ito. So we're going to go one strike on Ito, and then one strike on Alondiel, and then 3 strikes on Sadzi. So let's start with Ito. That is an 8. And then Alondiel, that is an 8. And then Sadzi, first one is an 8. I've rolled 3 4s in a row. Let's see if we can go for 4 4s in a row, guys. And then we'll just go to Vegas.
Where were
All right.
these dudes when I was being attacked?
Okay, that's an 18. That was almost a 4.
Okay,
And
I was waiting for a critical roll on that one.
all right, and then the third one is a 7. So I think only the 18 hits.
correct.
All right, so that is 3 piercing damage from his spear.
Okay.
And then it is Alondiel's turn.
I will cast Toll the Dead on the knoll directly south of Sadzi.
Okay.
It's a 13 Wisdom save.
13 wisdom save, and that's number 1. They got a 7. So, and they have taken damage from burning hands, so it's a d12. So how much damage should they take from Toll the Dead? Is it not letting you roll again?
I can bring up the custom dice, but it won't actually like roll it.
Okay. Let me see if it will let me roll it for you. Custom die, d12,
Yeah, mine's working okay.
roll. Does it add your modifier?
Not yet, just a straight d12.
Okay, so 3 damage. So he is still standing, but he does not look good. Alright, anything else?
That's an action, and I don't want to. You know what? I'll. Yeah, I can't really do a whole lot. I'll move over to. Nah, I'll stay here. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Alright, Ore.
So the guy who just ran up on me, I am going to. Well, first off, I'm going to drop heat metal on Captain Chainmail
Okay.
since I saw him go down unconscious, and I am going to primal savagery the guy who ran up against me. So the barbs are going to protrude from my fingers, and I'm going to cut him up.
Okay.
That is a 19 to hit,
Yeah, 19 hits.
and being on the dice, 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay.
Then I'm gonna, I guess it'd be disadvantage, but I'm gonna bonus action starry form shoot him.
Yep, disadvantage, but you still have bless, so you can still add a d4 to it.
Good. A natural 1. Let me see if D4 really covers that
A natural
additional.
1 doesn't matter. It's an
Yeah,
automatic
I didn't
miss.
think so.
So
Gotcha.
okay. That hasn't actually like finished rolling for me. Weird.
Yeah, it's been kind of glitchy and slow on D&D Beyond.
Okay.
Beyond
Well,
rolling.
hopefully that finishes rolling here soon. Anything else? Any movement?
Yeah, I'm not gonna try and actually no. I'm gonna stay here.
Okay. There we go. And that just finished rolling for me. All right, Mizeki.
I'm gonna move across 40 feet
Okay.
to 35 because Elendil's on the way, and shoot at whichever knoll is least dead, but not or the injured one. So the one on the right, I guess, probably.
Yeah. So this
Since
one next to
Elendil's not attacking
Sadzi and the
everyone.
one next to Alandiel haven't been hit.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at the number 5.
Okay. Number 5. Number 5 is
Yeah.
still alive.
22 to hit,
22 hits.
and then 2 plus 14.
Okay. He goes down.
And I am going to use my bonus action to get over there.
To dash?
Yeah.
Okay.
And get in the middle of them like that.
Okay. As you leave, the other one's going to take his attack of opportunity on you.
Yep. Yep.
That's an 8.
Misses.
Yep. I have rolled so many 4s this battle. It's been great.
Mizeki, don't be there.
Why? What are you about to do?
The same thing I did last turn.
All right.
Okay. I
Move
mean,
to,
I can be here.
You could just move to like my side, closest to
The
Alandiel.
problem is that you're about to get stabbed again. Fine, I'll be behind Sadzi.
Okay.
Move yourself over there.
They're gonna stab you again.
All right, Sadzi, it is your turn.
I'll do Burning Hands, obviously, and can I go from the corner there
Yeah.
so that I can get both of those?
So let's see how that looks with the pointer. Wait, why won't it let me do that this time? Weird.
It's because you're on the token.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that should hit them both.
Okay. It's a 14 dex save.
14 dex. Okay. First one gets a 6. Second one gets a 10.
These are clearly the B team.
Oh, I only got 4 this time.
Okay, well that still kills this one.
Okay.
But the other one, what number is
It
that?
will not.
That's 3, or that's 2. Yeah, barely even singed. Okay. So, after Sadzi is this Gnoll who's going to do strike, bite on Ore. So that is a 19 for the first
Oof, that'll hit.
slash, a 19 for the second slash,
Oof, yeah, that'll hit.
and a 23 for the bite.
Oof, that just barely hits.
You angered him.
Yeah,
Okay, so the first slash does 3 piercing damage. The second one does 7 piercing damage. And then the bite does 3 piercing damage. So 373.
that's a pretty good chunk of damage.
And then Ito, it is your turn.
Ito's going to try to bonk the one he's fighting.
Okay. Number 4.
3 plus 6, 9. Gonna roll the d4. 4, 13 total.
13 will miss.
Ah, so close. And gonna bonus
Did you add
action
your
shove.
D4?
He did.
Yep. Yep. Bonus action shove, trying to get this Gnoll 5 feet away from me.
Okay.
Actually, no. I want to knock him prone.
Okay.
So athletics check. 17. The bless does not apply to checks, does it?
Saving throws and attack rolls, so no.
Okay. So 17.
That will beat his 16. So.
Perfect. So he is knocked prone, and Ito is going to walk away. Because I assume at disadvantage in 18 AC, I'm probably safe from that opportunity attack.
Okay. Well, he will take that opportunity attack and
Yeah.
get a 6.
Yeah, I think I'm good. So Ito is now just going to step over to here.
Okay.
And I just need to quickly check if I can, whatever it's called, unwavering mark, the one I just shoved.
Okay.
No, because I have to hit with a melee weapon attack, so doesn't count.
All right. Well, after your turn, it is their turn. So he will stand up and then move up next to you. And then we're going to go 1 attack on Ito, 1 attack on Alondiel, and 1 attack on Sadzi. So let's start with Ito first. At advantage because of flanking is a 13.
That'll miss.
Alondiel is a 6 to hit. And Sadzi is a 20 to hit.
Jesus.
They like to kill cats. What can I
I
say?
was gonna say, why can't they hit me with those?
That is 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then Alondiel, it is your turn.
I will be tired of this guy trying to stab me, and I'll toll the dead on the dude in front of me.
Okay.
13 wisdom save.
17.
I miss. He doesn't mind death tolls in his ears.
Ding dong, ding dong. All right. Anything else?
And I'll curse at him in Elven.
All right. Ore, your turn.
I'm going to primal savagery this guy again.
Okay.
That is a 15 to hit.
15 will hit.
So 3 damage there, and then I'm going to, I guess, disadvantage Starry, shoot him again.
Okay.
Ah, 15
15 will hit.
for 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay. He is looking rough.
Good. And I'm not moving. I'm staying where I am.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I am going to position myself on the other side of him and Ito.
Okay.
From Ito, I should say. So I'm flanking.
Right. Got it.
Okay, I should mention I cannot protect you while you're over there.
Ito has short noodle arms. They only reach 5 feet.
Only 5 feet is a considerable distance.
Not with a sword, it's not.
Okay.
Mm,
Mizeki, it is your turn.
I'm gonna step around Sadzi and stab this other gnoll.
Okay.
Stab. Thank God it's advantage. Why are they both twos? God hates me. It was a 20 both times and then slowly rolled over to 2. So can an 11 hit them?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna roll my d4
Plus-
anyway just because I feel bad.
Okay.
I got a 9 total, so I miss.
All right. Anything else?
I don't think I can bonus action anything useful. So no.
You could bonus action
Bonus
high
action the
five
mage
Ore.
hand now.
I will dodge. Can I dodge? Is that a thing I can do? No, that's a monk thing.
Yeah.
I'll just chill here.
Okay. All right. Sadzi.
Um, can I use my bite?
Yeah. Go for it.
At advantage.
Add advantage for
Alright.
flanking.
All right. Advantage. Really?
You're blessed. D4.
Plus D4.
So plus a d4. Okay. Just roll a d4.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the one big thing I really wish that Beyond had was like a dice builder
I mean,
or
it
the
kind of
ability to add
does.
mods.
2.
14 will
14?
miss.
Dang it.
So. All right. Anything else? Bonus action?
I don't think I have anything.
All right. So we're going to get 3 attacks. Let's do. Do I want them at advantage, or do I want to take out the? Yeah, we want to take out Ore. He's angry at you. You've angered him. So first strike is an 18.
Oh, that just hits.
Second strike is a 13, and the bite is a 20.
Yeah, that'll hit me too.
Okay. So you will take 6 piercing damage from the sword hit and 5 piercing damage from the bite.
Just enough to put me down.
All right. So with that, he will turn and strike at Ito because of Rampage. So that is an 18 to hit Ito. Actually, let's
That'll
see if he
just
crits
hit.
because of advantage. Nope, yeah, 18. So that is 4 piercing damage. And then it is your turn, Ito.
Cool. So, Which of the two that he's currently fighting look closer to going down? I assume the one that's being flanked by a dead body or unconscious body.
Yeah, the one being flanked by the dead Ore or the unconscious Ore looks a lot worse, seeing as how the other one hasn't even been hit yet.
Don't call me dead
Okay.
yet.
Okay, so Ito is gonna go with that route. He's gonna start attacking that way.
Okay.
Cool. So 19 to hit
19 will hit.
and max damage 12.
Okay, he will go down. He only had 2 hit
Cool.
points. So,
And then I'm gonna bonus action shove the other one prone again. It
okay.
does nothing whether it succeeds or not because he's just gonna get back up, but I find it really funny.
Okay.
He does have to burn half his movement.
17 again.
20.
Aw, he knows my tricks.
He does know your tricks. And it is his turn, so he is going to stab you with that spear that he just blocked you from shoving him down with. That is a 14.
Miss.
Alandiel, that is a crit to hit you. So that is 11 piercing damage. And then Sadzi,
Not cool.
that is a 15 to hit.
It does.
Okay. You will take 7 piercing damage from the
And that,
spear.
I think that just got me down. Let
Did
me
it?
double check. It's either it's got me down or I'm like 1 hit point.
Well,
Hold on.
let's confirm, because if he drops you to 0, he gets to attack Mizuki too.
How much damage you said it was? 7?
7.
That is exactly how many he needed to drop me.
Okay. So he will then attack Mizeki. That's a 9.
That misses.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of the not being stabbed.
All right.
Going good.
Alandiel, it is your turn.
I'm gonna toll the dead in front of me, the dude who just stabbed me.
Okay. 5. And he has not taken damage, so I believe that's what, a d8?
D8.
So go ahead and roll.
The dice thing's just hating me tonight. If you can roll that for me.
Okay. Spells. Toll the dead. 6. Okay. Anything else?
Did you say Sadzi was up or down?
Sadzi
Down.
is down, and so is Ore.
It's down. I can't see Ore. I can't see Sadzi though.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah, I don't know if I want to provoke the opportunity attack right now. I won't yet. I need to deal with this guy in front of me first.
Okay.
I'll stay put.
All right. Ore, go ahead and make a death save for me.
Rolling now. That is an 11.
Okay, that is a success. Mizeki, it is your turn.
Does Ore have any potions on him?
I think he's got one, 2 of them.
Like healing potions?
He may. I'm looking right now. I thought I did. Didn't we get healing potions?
Everybody
I think
got one in
I do.
session
Yeah,
1.
I do have a potion of healing. That's
Can I
true.
use my mage hand to pour the healing potion? Give Ore the healing potion?
You can't see that Ore is down from your position. There is a tent in the way.
Ah, fair. What about Satsi?
Yeah, but I think Sadzi used her potion, and your mage hand is nowhere near Sadzi.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to reach it. That's true.
That would be the jankiest healing word.
Just shove a potion into your mouth and then crush it.
Whoa.
Don't chew. You have glass in your mouth. Uh, I guess it'd be best to just step over and stab this guy.
Okay. Stab away. Oh, and Alondiel, I need you to make a concentration check for bless. You need to get a 10.
So the dice roller was turned off. I've turned it back on,
That would
but
do
when
it.
I click on stuff, it still just tells me like what it is and doesn't actually roll it.
I would refresh after you turned it on.
Does a 14 hit the null?
A 14 does not hit. And did you want me to go
It
ahead
ju-
and roll that d20 for the concentration for you?
yeah, I just refreshed and it turned it back off again.
Weird. Okay, we'll have to look at that here. I will roll a d20 for you. You need 10 or better. You get an 18.
Sweet. You
Plus
guys still have bless.
whatever, plus 2 or
Plus
something.
2. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you're still all blessed. So did you roll your d4 on that, Mizeki? You did. Okay. 14 still misses.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop my crossbow and pull out a dagger
Okay.
and try and stab him.
Bonus action stab. Got it. Go for it.
Damn it! Never mind.
Okay.
That's a 1, so I do nothing.
All right, Sadzi, go ahead and make a death save for me.
Okay.
So just a d20 roll.
Okay.
I believe you also get
Ew.
the 1d4 on that. Oh,
No, I
that
already
is
used
not
it.
going to help.
Well, the blessed d4 is every
Every
attack row or saving throw.
That would
So
do nothing still.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that is a fail. So that's one fail. Ito, it is your turn.
Okay, so I mean, I kind of only really have the option of continuing to wail on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I will continue to wail on this guy.
All right.
23 to hit
23 will hit.
and 6 plus 4, 10 damage.
All right. That's his first damage.
And another shove prone
Oh,
because I still find it funny.
okay.
23.
He gets a 14. He is prone. Anything else?
That is. Oh, I apply Unwavering Mark for the first time in this entire campaign, and it will do nothing.
Okay. All right.
That's it.
Well, the Gnolls' turn. This one will stand back up and he'll attack you, and then we'll attack Mizeki, and then we'll attack Alandiel. So, Ito first. That is a 21.
That'll hit.
5 piercing damage. Mizeki, that is a 12. And
That
Alandiel,
actually
that is
misses.
an 8. And then it is your turn, Alandiel.
I will cast Spare the Dying on Sadzi. She doesn't have to make any more death saves and is stabilized. And I'll use my bonus action Disengage to move over to her.
You have bonus action
Sorry, not
disengage?
bonus. Spare the Dying is a bonus action. I'll use my action to disengage and move adjacent.
Okay. There you go.
Do you have a special thing? Are you like a death?
Grave Cleric has
Cleric?
bonus action Spare the
Okay, yeah.
Dying.
Yeah.
At
Yep,
range.
Yep.
Yeah, that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's good. Okay.
Yay.
Ori, go ahead and make a death save for me.
Rolling now. Five. I guess a D4 isn't going to do anything for me, so that's a miss.
Yep, that's a failure.
Is
Uh,
there not like a death save option in the HP window thing? I know you can tick whether or not you saved or failed in it.
Nope.
It
That,
doesn't let you roll for it. That's wild.
yeah. I wish there was. All right, Mizeki, it is your turn.
Okay, once more with feeling. Rapier.
What are you, a bard?
Damn it. Dagger. Clearly not. Damn it. I'm gonna cry.
Okay, we will skip over Satsu because she's stable, and Ito. Or I guess, do you want to, like do anything for your move, like run away or something?
Yeah, if I can disengage and
Well,
run away.
no, the Satsu, you're
You're
unconscious. You're just
unconscious.
stable.
Oh, okay.
I was asking
Cool.
Mizeki before I moved on to Ito. If
I mean, at this point, I'm concerned about him attacking Sadzi.
okay, all right. So Ito, your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep hitting the dude.
Hit the dude.
I clicked the wrong button and rolled damage.
Okay, well we'll see if you hit.
It'll be 17 to hit.
17 hits and 12 damage will kill him.
Good
Nice.
job.
So he'll do that. Look back. Is Ore stable or no?
No.
Hmm.
No. Okay, so he is going to turn around, know that he has absolutely no medical knowledge whatsoever,
Ori has potions on him.
and
Loot the
step over
body.
and start. Yeah,
And
he'll
steal
start
his
looting the
things.
body.
All
He'll
right.
he'll just
Oh
begin
no, my
looting.
friend has fallen to the ground. I'm going through his stuff.
Well, he doesn't need this anymore. Okay. It is the Gnolls' turn. And we're going to step up here. And step over the unconscious Tabaxi. And let's flank a cleric. So that is an 18 to hit from the first one.
That'll hit.
And a 9 to hit from the second one.
That'll miss. The 18 hits.
4 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then it is your turn.
So what happens if I cure wounds Sadzi?
You're
With
not going to be able to touch her at this point. He is essentially blocking you from reaching Satsi.
Okay. I am going to drop Bless and will cast another spell. Oh wait, no, I don't. It's not a concentration. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. I should have done this so much longer ago. I thought it was concentration. I didn't read. Spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon's so good.
It's
Yeah,
the
I'm an
best.
idiot. I thought don't know
Because
why I
it's
was
not
thinking.
concentration.
Yep.
That's why it's the best.
Yep. So I'm gonna cast spiritual weapon. I'm gonna put it right behind the gnoll to my left, the one that's been fighting me this whole time,
Okay.
and hit him with it.
All right. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Also, that's a bonus action, so if you've got any regular action cantrips.
Yes. Mizeki speaks the truth.
Which is why it's such a badass spell.
Right. Okay. The roller's still not working for you. Right. So let me go ahead and roll this for you. So it's a d20 plus your spellcasting modifier.
+5.
Okay. Spiritual weapon. There it is. Boom. 12 will miss.
Gosh dang it. And Toll the Dead on him.
Okay. 16.
And that saves.
Okay.
Wasted turn, man.
Things were going so well.
Ore, go ahead and make a death save.
Sorry, waiting on the dice. That's a 13.
13? 13 will hit. Or, sorry. Or 13
Save?
is a success.
You have hit death.
I was fixing Alondiel stuff, and I was just like, I was thinking about hitting and stuff, so. Yeah.
So what do I roll for damage on that?
You roll whatever die you want, and you take that much damage.
I roll a die 0.
Okay.
I'll roll 0d0, please.
All right.
I got a 0.
Miseki.
I'm gonna try again after stepping around this man.
Okay.
I'm gonna say something heroic like Forsadzi or something. I don't know.
For
That's a
Sadzi,
20. There we go. Forsadzi.
20 will hit.
Stab this bastard in the face as hard as I can.
Which is about 6 points of damage, I see.
8 points of damage. And then I'm gonna stab him again for another 5 points of damage. So 13 total.
Okay.
I can do math.
He is starting to look rough. And again, we'll skip Sadzi because she's stable. Ito. So, you found a potion on Ore's body.
I'm
Drink it.
just
Well-
see. I was gonna say he's gonna pour it in Ore's mouth, but I don't necessarily know if he would know where to put that.
Ore has a mouth.
Oh,
Well-
okay.
Like
I-
Ore eats. Ore doesn't just like
doesn't-
shove food at his head.
Yeah, but he doesn't
It's-
really eat, so
Yeah, he does. He eats.
Would
He
you
puts
just,
I
food.
do.
like, rub
It's
it on.
hinged. I have a jaw, so I mean, where the beard
Okay.
is, it is a hinged part of the face.
Put it
Okay,
where
he-
his beard is, between his beard and his mustache.
Okay, so he opens the beard mustache gap and pours the potion in.
Okay. 2d4 plus 2.
Ore has died. Where's the
Which
fire
of us should
potion?
roll that?
You, because you're using the potion.
Yeah.
Cool.
5e is very much about you take your action.
8.
Okay. So, Ore, you heal 8 points. And Ito, I guess you would not have seen this before. So, as you pour the potion down, you notice that etched into the potion vial is a symbol. It's a 5-pointed star, with each star having a cross to each tip of the star having a cross to look like it's the letter A, and it has a bow, a set of armor, and a vial with some smoke coming out of it in the center of the star.
Now that I
it-
think about it, I don't know that Ito actually knew this was a healing potion, but
Yeah, and it is black. Like the etching is in black. So, okay. So,
Okay.
Ore, you heal 8 points. You are now conscious with 8 hit points.
Ore's eyes open back up.
Okay.
And Ito's just gonna like grab Ore's hand and start pulling him back up and trying like he's gonna make about 2 seconds of effort trying to pull Ore back up and then immediately start running back toward the rest of the fight.
Okay. It is the Gnolls' turn. We're going to go ahead and attack Alandiel first. That is a 9. And then we're going to attack Mizeki. That is a crit fail.
a total swing and a miss.
So, Alandiel, it is now your turn.
I'm going to spiritual weapon attack the same Gnoll.
Okay. And is it working for you yet? I verified that it was turned on and then refreshed my page for when I've got your character open, so I wasn't sure if it...
It is not.
Can we spiritual weapon the injured one so that we can maybe heal Satsi?
They're both injured.
The more injured one? The one on top of Satsi?
So yes, the injured one.
Did you want to move your spiritual weapon, or did you want to leave it on the one next to you?
I'll keep it on the one next to me, and I'll toll the dead the one on Sadzi.
Okay.
That works.
So you hit with an 18. Spiritual weapon does 11
D8 plus
damage.
3.
Okay, and then you'll toll the dead on the one over Sadzi.
13 wisdom
He
save.
gets a 3.
Yay.
D12.
D12.
He's struggling because I've stabbed him a lot.
That is 7 points of damage, and we'll drop him.
Hooray!
Yay.
And
Admittedly, you haven't entirely stabbed him a lot, you've more just tried to stab him a lot and made a couple
Twice
successes.
is a lot. Hush.
And Ore, it is your turn.
Yay! I am going to stand up He didn't get me. He didn't get me off of being prone. I still have to do the half movement stand up, right?
Correct.
And I can't see any of them because of that tent in the way.
Yep.
Okay.
If you moved diagonally, you could see all of us.
You did
But you
see
wouldn't know
where
that.
Ito was running off to, though, as you came conscious.
Would I be able to see from there?
Yep, you can see from there.
Cool. The one standing right next to Alondio, I'm going to hit him with my special feature. Is it Guiding Bolt? What do I have? It is Guiding Bolt. Yeah.
Okay. First level guiding bolt.
That is a 14 to hit.
14 will miss.
Oh, wait. Do I
Plus a
still have.
D4.
I thought you
still
said you
blessed.
dropped guidance.
No, because I
He doesn't have
freaking
to.
Oh, right.
misread that
I didn't.
spiritual weapon's not concentration. Like an
Gotcha.
idiot. I should have been using it this whole time.
Yep.
Okay, we still love you,
I remembered at the end.
thankfully.
That is a 3, so a total of 17.
17 will hit.
And I hope this is overkill because this is 46.
Jesus.
20 damage.
All right. How do you want to do this?
Ore gets up, takes a few steps. See, there's one last Gnoll picking on my friends. He just points his hand out, discharges it, guts the guy right in like the side of the neck, and the guy just dereses video game style.
Okay.
I don't ever get to kill anyone.
That's because you can't hit.
It's
You made
true.
a valiant attempt.
Don't feel bad, champ. You'll get there one day.
To
I
be fair, I
cure
did
wounds
get inside.
Sadzi for 11.
Okay. Mizeki, at this
Stop.
point, you hear the voice in your head and goes, "You know, I could make you much better at this than you are."
That's really not a big leap, to be honest, at this point, boss.
Yeah, you really are the worst, aren't you?
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes. I'm not made for this, we'll say.
Yes. But you could be.
We all have dreams. We all have dreams.
Well, at least you didn't go down this time.
Hush. Don't.
Previously.
I didn't even get hit. That's how good I was doing.
Or how bad they were doing.
5 and 1, half dozen the other. So let's get this dude tied up, right, before he becomes conscious.
I assume once I derez the guy, I'm walking over to Captain Chainmail and I start searching him to get rid of any other weapons he might have on him,
Who
grab
smells
anything
awful
special, and then start tying him up while he's still unconscious.
Okay.
because he's like half-cooked Gnolls, so he's gonna smell disgusting.
So he's got his chainmail, obviously, that he's wearing, and a spear. He also has a glaive and a longbow.
You are adding items to Ito's inventory quite quickly.
Yeah, well, and he never even got to attack, which is really kind of sad.
He would have been he would have been awesome in battle.
Yeah. In addition, going through his pockets, you find 8 gold pieces, 6 silver pieces, and 15 copper pieces, as well as a sending stone.
And the
I snag
plans
that.
to the Death Star.
I snag that sending stone and I give all of the cash to Alondiel to keep together with the party funds.
Is the sending stone spent? Can you
Can-
tell? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Bad.
Can you tell if the sending stone's been used that day?
Only if you cast Identify on it.
I don't have Identify.
Don't care
How
that
much
much.
gold,
We'll just
silver,
try
and
and
copper
use
was
it.
it?
What's our coinage in bank group?
It was 8 gold, some odd silver, and 15 copper.
6 silver. So 8, 6, 12.
That's the combination to my lock.
So now we ransack their tents, starting with the big tent. After making sure that Sadzi is okay.
Salty's been healed for 11 hit points.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm sitting up.
but being healed and being okay are not necessarily the same thing. He's like he's going to check in, make sure
Alright.
that
I'm like
Sadzi's all right.
almost to half health. So
Ito's gonna point out that Ore also went down. They just couldn't see it.
He will
I
check
am
on
much
Ore
better
too.
now.
Sadzi is perhaps not the only one to be worried about.
I am feeling much better. And I'm hog tying this guy. Wrist behind his back, wrist to ankles, ankles together.
yes.
Oh, Ito is definitely helping with this.
Do you have any gloves you can put his hands in so he can't use his claws?
I
Or
feel like his
bags or
claws would
something?
go through
Why don't you just
gloves.
take your dagger to it?
I do it Shibari
not-
style, where I tie the fingers together, so he doesn't have the ability to get the fingernails. on the person.
We're not mutilating people, particularly not while they're alive.
Ito is
He's asleep.
putting down his hand axes as this is mentioned.
Sleep is still alive.
Yeah, I'll help check the tents.
Okay. Which tent are you checking?
I'll look at the nearest, like the brown tent, the one Ito's by.
Okay. So inside the brown tent is a sleeping bag that is on a bed of hay.
I overturn it. Anything underneath it?
Nope.
I move on to the big one.
Okay.
Yeah, Mizaki's going to be at the big one too.
Okay. So inside the big tent, it is set up with a table in the center and a few chairs around it. And in addition, in the back of the tent, there is a sleeping bag again on a bed of hay.
I overturn it to see if there's anything underneath.
There is not.
Any important looking papers on the table?
Yeah. Any documents? Any?
So
Computer.
on the table, there are several pieces of paper with writing on them. You don't understand what any of it says, and you don't recognize the language that it is written in.
I put it in my bag.
Okay.
Mizaki will make sure that he looks over it all to get a sense of it, see if he can recognize
See if he
anything
can
like
see
this in
anything.
the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't recognize it now, but in the case he sees something that's in the future.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you do not recognize the writing. So
I could forge one though, if I needed to. I wouldn't know what it said, but it'd be there.
Well,
Are
then
there
just
any other
keep
containers in the
working my
area?
way around
Yeah.
the tents in the same circular direction, going down to the red one and working my way
Alright.
around.
So
Are any of the tents in good repair, by the way? Because if so, we'll take one.
they're okay. None of them are like fresh condition, but they're all working. The brown ones, they're more wooden structures that are in place, more of a permanent thing, whereas the red ones are ones you could actually tear down and take with you.
Yeah, we'll take the best looking red one when this is all done.
Okay.
We got to take that big red so we can all use it. Party tent.
Yeah. So that one is a 10-person tent.
So that should just hold us all, including Mizeki.
You can go to hell.
So
That's my tent.
Almost did, okay?
You guys can stay in the rest of the tents, and that's my tent
We
We'll
call it
figure
the
it.
stable.
because it's a stable home. All right.
Corral.
So any other interesting tidbits or containers or
no.
Can I get
indications of
you
where the other
to
camp is?
can I get you to pop the list of the weapons I get from the leader in the
Uh,
chat
it
or
was
something?
just a spear, a glaive, and a longbow.
Okay,
Nice.
Ito will take those.
So,
Or I will
And
loop the last.
which
Go
leader
ahead,
is
Udi.
this?
You don't know by name.
We can ask him when he wakes up.
Don't you already have a longbow? Like a magical one?
Me? No.
Yeah, we gave you the magical longbow, I thought.
Oh, did you? I didn't
Thought
know there
so.
was a magical longbow.
It's the bow of infinite arrows. It needs no ammo.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know I was given a magical bow. 1 second.
Yeah. We didn't have anything better to do with it, and you were a fighter, so
Well,
congrats.
while they're going around ransacking the camp, I'd like to keep watch. You know, generally kind of stand around, not do anything too strenuous, hopefully.
Okay.
Oray's gonna loot the other the other dead gnolls and then gather up their bodies and put them on the fire.
Okay. So the one that took you down has 2 short swords.
Cool.
Swords. The other 5 each have a spear and a shield, and all 6 of them are wearing hide armor. And it's kind of roughly patched together.
Mazeki's gonna stop Ori from burning them unless he has like a moral compunction to do it. We're basically at war with this group. Leaving the bodies here can help us.
Understood. I was just trying to be tidy. Are any of the shields better than the one that I use?
No.
Cool.
And they're in worse condition too.
Good to know. Can anybody use short swords? I have 2 new ones.
I do.
Yeah, I think I can. It's better than a dagger. I'll take a spare short sword.
1 each. Got it.
Cool.
And the other gnolls don't have any coins on them. There's no coinage there. It was
Nope.
just the big guy.
No coins on
Gotcha.
that.
Were you able to find any incriminating evidence in the large tent?
Possibly. I can't read it, so it could be their food order, but it's probably their action orders.
Do I recognize the writing on the thing that he's showing?
Nope.
Cool.
I show Sadzi. I know they're working for Shadow. Maybe it's in Tabaxi or something, if not Knowlish.
Yeah.
Would I recognize anything?
Nope. None of you understand this language.
Does the thing inside of my head recognize it?
The thing inside your head is probably refusing to speak unless you're like, all right, fine, we make a deal.
I mean, technically, according to it, I have made a deal, sort of.
I mean, he just seems like whichever, seems like that sort of a being.
Don't be rude to Tempest.
The voice
Tempest has enough problems.
the voice comes in your head and goes, "Well, they're gnolls, right? So,
I mean, that's what I figured, but
no."
yeah, fair enough. Would be really nice if I could read these sorts of things. Always having that trouble. Magic's supposed to be able to do it, but here we are.
Magic is supposed to be able to do it. You know, I might be able to help you understand all languages.
Something worth looking at later. Bit busy right now.
Always busy.
I'm a
Always
busy man. Busy man. Busy, busy.
If this is potentially written in a language, perhaps the mayor can read it.
That's a
He
great
is
idea.
he is the mayor and seems to be on our side.
$5 to the mayor can't read Null. That's why he's having so many problems.
I'll take that bet.
So we don't have a plan. We don't know where the other camps might be, right? This is the best we have right now. It may make sense to keep watch here.
Well, so just a point of clarity.
Okay.
You were told they have a base 6 miles south of town,
Oh, and we only went a short ways.
and you've gone about 4 miles by your estimate and ran into a camp.
Okay, so this is possibly an outlying camp of some sort.
This wasn't even them. These are just some random gnolls.
So we just killed a family on a vacation.
No, Ito verified that like that's one of them. This
Yeah,
guy
we
right
know
here.
that this is one of the leaders. We should bring his head back with us after we
Like
decide what to do with him when he's awake.
while it's still connected to his body.
We could
No.
question him before we
Yes.
decide to dispatch him.
That one. I vote that one.
Yeah. First, I forgot he's alive. We'll question him first. Get him on one of the chairs, maybe. It's kind of annoying to question someone when they're laying on the ground.
He can stay lying on the ground.
Oh, Mizeki will pick him up and We'll get him in one of the chairs.
So he
It's
is
worth noting.
tied hands and wrists together behind his back. He's not going to sit very comfortably, but you could get
I
him to
don't.
his knees.
I don't need him comfortable. I just need it so that his head isn't all the way on the ground. It's my comfort, not his, that we're concerned about right
I
now.
get you. I get you.
We could put him on the table. Let's put him on the table. He'll just lay him on the table sideways instead. And then I guess Elendio, could you heal him a little bit, please? And Ito have that
Well,
glaive ready, maybe?
well, if we're gonna be here for I mean, out of character, did we decide on staying here for a bit, or are we continuing on?
I think our plan is we need to find out what's happening real quick. Because
Yeah,
if
it's not
he's like,
quite.
aha, my dudes will be here in 5 minutes to kill you, we should probably leave.
Yeah, it
Okay,
wasn't
fair enough.
dark yet, so we probably could still cover another mile or two before it gets too
Yeah.
dark.
This
And
is
then we
not
could.
where we were intending to go either. So, like, it's kind of. We're playing it by ear right now, basically.
Yeah, fair enough. I was just checking whether we wanted to just wait for him to wake up normally, but no, we can definitely.
Yeah, I vote.
Um,
We spend a little bit to heal him. Worst case, we kill him and take his head and use it in our next plan.
I slap his face and say, "Wake up."
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's not dead. He's unconscious.
Yeah, he's just unconscious. All right. He comes to consciousness. Feels the rope on his wrists and legs. Looks around at all of you. You didn't kill
Hello
me.
there.
This isn't
No,
good.
it's not.
yes,
I mean, we can let him cook you in your armor again.
it was quite tempting, I must say. Though I do think we've somewhat reversed the 2 months I spent in your little castle. Yes.
He looks at you and he goes, oh. So, you got out. What's that mean for our
Yeah.
base?
It's ours now. I think that was the plan.
The ooze is well
I
fed, at the very least.
Yes, the use is quite well fed.
So, Ygritte is gone then.
Um,
Shaman
no.
boy?
Don't tell him everything.
Yeah, let's
I don't
not
track their
continue.
names.
You're not the one asking questions. To my knowledge, he might still be around. I don't really know. If you have any idea where he might be, I would certainly take any help. Um, and please, just I would really suggest that you not withhold answers because I would really, really like an excuse to pay you back for those 2 months. So right now, so long as you give us answers, you stay away from me getting my payback.
He goes, we all know you're just going to kill me anyway. So, what difference does it make?
I
Well,
would like to
we
roll
could do it
intimidation.
once, or we could do it a bunch of times. Your
Yeah.
pick.
And we could make it painful.
Yes, there is something about 2 months that I think you may not have remembered there.
I hate my
If
dice.
You're devious and I like it.
feel like we could just let the cat eat him, bit by bit.
Excuse me?
What? He probably deserves it.
I'd certainly be willing to try as well.
I mean, I've never had Null before.
If you pray to a divine, you could cleanse your soul before you get to be embraced by them.
So the short and long of it is, we're going to kill the rest of your friends because we don't like what you're doing. So you can tell us about them and we'll just kill you quickly. Or you can't and we break your legs and bring you with us.
He would be lighter if he did not have his legs attached.
That's a good point. Also less likely to run away and warn others.
Because we have a piece of paper that says we can murder you because you attacked us. It's from your mayor.
The mayor's hiring mercenaries now.
Oh, we're not being paid. We do this for the love of it.
Hmm. The boss would love to know that.
Point of order. Never mind.
No,
Speaking of
no. Feel free to share. This is a safe space.
Well, I mean,
For most of us.
you you don't really need two legs.
No, he doesn't need four, but he's got them.
For the time being.
Excuse me? You can't have my legs. We've talked about this.
could you please tell us where we may find Shadow,
Who?
your
First,
benefactor?
the guy who pays you.
Right, don't play dumb. I was in the room when he gave you orders on where to put me.
Yeah, I remember you when we cornered you, caught you way
Yes,
out in the swamp.
the tabaxi. Speaking of, where was that swamp specifically? Was that in the same general area as that castle? Never mind, never mind. Um, you were speaking with the tabaxi at the time? That shadow, where is he?
Who?
Okay,
Well,
let's
he
try
doesn't
this.
need all his limbs.
Yeah, Ito at that is going to start breaking fingers.
Okay.
No, no, no,
Damn.
no, don't break. Dislocate. Then
Damn.
break.
Mizeki doesn't actually break people's fingers. He just threatens it.
All right.
Thought he would just grin evilly, grab one hand, start with the pinky, and start pushing his fingers back until there's a nice loud pop.
Mizeki's going to go outside and look around, see if there's any obvious trails that people have come or gone to this place.
Okay. So as you do that, you hear this loud scream of pain, and then several words you do not understand.
As soon as he begins speaking in words we do not understand, Ito is going to grab him by the throat and attempt to stop that.
Okay.
Pretty sure he was just cursing and saying ow.
Best to be safe. They do have a mage, so let's not risk anything.
It is in your benefit to be honest with us now. I believe members of this party would enjoy seeing you suffer for a very long period of time.
Yes, but keeping me here to suffer just ensures we win.
Could you elaborate?
We can just drag him behind Mizeki all the way back to town.
Or me. I
That's
could
true.
drag him.
Or Ito.
Yeah, and Ito would be sure to find every mud puddle on the way back.
That sounds like a splendid
Certainly.
idea. Let's go back to town.
Lovely, you won't be needing limbs for that.
Well, the problem is we take him back to town, someone might recognize him and actually want to help him.
We'll take him most of the way back.
Smart kitty.
Not if he's beat beyond recognition.
Zeki will point out from outside, you can always just chop his head off and carry it around in a bag. That's
What, you
pretty
gonna
common.
re-enchant the head so it talks?
No, heads and bags talk plenty by themselves. He's clearly not going to tell you anything. Just saying, you roll up with a head in a bag and you throw it out in front of their camp, and that says plenty.
I take it this is something you have first-hand knowledge of, Mizeki.
You ever seen a head in a bag?
If he's not willing to cooperate, perhaps we should just dispatch him and be on our way to the rest of the Gnoll base.
That's what I'm saying. We bring his head with us. It'll be useful.
Right.
I concur.
Now that I think about it, which one are you again? I have a bit of a list and I'd like to get all three.
Mm. You'd like to know that, wouldn't you?
Well, I know one that you aren't.
Well, that should make it easy. 50-50 guess.
Okay.
It's Whittle
Here's a 50-50.
Puppykins.
Here's a 50-50. And he's going to flip a coin, and that decides which hand he's cutting off.
Why are you don't chop off his
Just
hands?
chop off
Just
his
chop off his
head.
head. We'll be done with it. He's not going to tell us anything.
Like
Formerly
Mizeki.
known as Eltat.
Okay, so yeah, I think at this point we've pretty much given up on torture, and it's time for death.
Okay.
Mhm. Head, you cut his head off. Tails, you cut his head off. I think it's a good choice either way.
Mm.
Yes, we're just deciding whether I use a hand axe or a dagger.
Mm,
Or the glaive.
as you like.
Nah, too quick.
We have things to do.
Well,
Fine, flip the damn coin. Heads use the hand axe, tails use the dagger. There.
just be on with it. Enough of this wasting time.
We'll just have his head chopped off. Don't really care how. Mizaki's going to pack up the tent while they're doing this.
Which one?
The bigger one, if it's in good enough shape.
The 10-man?
Yeah.
Okay. You now have a 10-man tent.
Woo.
You're not a tin man, you're a horseman.
Elondiel, your ability to prevent him from dying, is it taxing on you? Are you able to do it multiple times?
Like stabilizing people? Yeah,
Yes.
I can stabilize all day long.
That doesn't matter if you cut off my head, though. There's no stabilizing that.
True, true.
I attack him with savage primal savagery.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll. You have advantage because he's tied up.
Waiting on the roll. 24,
That'll hit.
7 damage.
Okay. And are you doing that non-lethal?
Well, so he had what, like 1 hit point left, or was it 0 hit points essentially?
He's at 1 essentially because he's at consciousness.
I technically want to kill him, have Alondiel bring him back, wake him back up, kill him again, have Alondiel bring him. Like, if this is torture him beyond death.
Right. So yeah. So you kill him. Okay, you kill him.
Okay.
All right.
You drop him to 0, and then I spare the dying to stabilize him.
No. So he's not doing non-lethal. So he
Oh,
kills
okay.
him.
But he dies, yeah.
So he's dead. So since you aren't high enough to cast Revivify to bring him back, he's dead.
He's dead. In other words.
Please be clean about chopping off his head. Get a bag. If we don't
Oh,
have any bags,
oh,
we'll use one of the
I
tent outsides.
I will try to mitigate the blood flow here, and Ito is going to begin wrapping a rope around his neck.
Okay.
Oh, if they killed him. Like, you're not gonna have to worry about pumping splots of it coming out anymore.
I think we're taking way too much
Yeah,
interest in how to torture this guy.
Yeah.
yeah, this might be a little
We
much.
we may
So
not be the good
moving
guys in
on,
this story.
moving on, we behead him.
Yeah, Zeki left when you started breaking his fingers. And he's just proposing if we're going to kill him anyway, we can use his head for useful purposes, like throwing into their camp.
All right.
Intimidation, getting information, blah blah.
Okay.
Got it.
And so, with him dead, let's go ahead and end there, and we will pick up here next week. So, thanks so much everybody for coming out and for watching and hanging out with us.
Please
As
don't
we
call the
stream.
police.
Yeah, don't call the police on the on the PCs and their torture party. They would not appreciate that. But yeah, thanks for coming out, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.
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 Bye.